Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Big Ten Media Days continue today in Chicago. Head coach Ryan Day, Julian Sand, Jeremiah Smith, and Jalen McClain will represent Ohio State, with Day speaking at 1:15, which you can hear live on the Fan. Players hold availabilities at 2:45. Buckeyes 8 days from starting camp and 38 days until kickoff versus Ball State. NFL, Bengals just wrapped up their first training camp practice, while the Browns practice at around 1. Around the league, running backs Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson appear to be hold-ins while seeking new contracts. Baseball, Reds host the Guardians at 7:10, with the winner taking home the Ohio Cup. Cleveland a game and a half back of first in the AL Central, Cincy 5 games out of an NL wildcard spot. And in the NHL, Sharks star Macklin Celebrini signed a 5-year, $94 million extension, making him the league's highest paid player. Coming up on Rothman and Ice, Adam Schefter at 12:45 right here on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All righty, here we go. Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes. TD on the update desk. We got the loose cannon at the switches. Boys, how we feeling?
What up, what up? Feeling good. Feeling really good today, man. How you doing?
Outstanding.
Good.
We got a lineup for you from Chicago. We've got Coach Day tentatively scheduled at 1:15 our time. He took 3 of his stars with him to Chicago. He's got the quarterback, Julian Sand. He's got his wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith, and his safety, Jalen McClain. So we are good to go there. The lineup today is Michigan State. Just going to be so weird to see Pat Fitzgerald leading that charge.
Man. Yeah.
You'll have the Fleckmeister with Minnesota, then Ohio State, then Oregon, then Purdue, and then UCLA.
Okay. Interest for me is Ohio State and obviously in Oregon, those two teams, especially hearing what on the Oregon side of things, what Dan Lanning thinks of the squad he's going to have around Dante Moore.
Not Kenny Chesney out at UCLA?
Not Kenny Chesney. I don't think there's a lot of people that could name who UCLA's head coach is right now. I think they've been in that space for a while since Chip Kelly left.
What are the odds that he'll go to the podium and say, for those of you that don't know, we're in LA. We're UCLA. And we're in L.A.
You and I were sitting here when that was happening live, and we were seeing the reaction on social media. He's getting bodied by everybody. And then in the world we live in, that stuff pops up right away, and we can play it right away. And we were like, okay, is it as bad as everybody is telling us that it is? And when we played it, it was brutal.
I'm sure you guys don't know too much about UCLA, but we're in L.A.
Like, was he trying to be funny? What planet was he on?
Was he ever asked, like, were you trying to make a joke when you said that? You know what I mean? To kind of
lighten up the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, like maybe.
Levity.
I wonder, was he trying to be a jokester there?
I think he went to the podium. I think they told him, hey, you make an opening statement and then just start accepting questions. It's 15 minutes. It's an in and out process. It's an in and out procedure. And I think he went up and just ad-libbed. And as I used to say in the TV business, ad-libbed himself into a nightmare. Let me tell you something. The best ad-libs are written. Period. End of story. There are very few people that can go up there and tap dance. And him being a first-year head coach, like a guy that's never done it, I think that was a mistake. I think the preparation would have been the key to the confidence. And I didn't see any preparation. Maybe he thought he could just, like you say, make a little off-the-cuff comment, but it went sideways in a hurry.
And it
he
wasn't
didn't really know what to do.
It wasn't just that soundbite. It was the majority of his press conference was very, very clunky. You mentioned Kenny Chesney as the head coach of UCLA. TLC, do you know who the head coach of UCLA is right now?
Would it be former James Madison head coach Bob Chesney?
Play your theme music.
All right, let me cue that up. Thank you.
Bob Chesney.
Did I have James Madison correct?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was more nervous about that than Bob.
Maybe they found their new Signetti out there in La La Land.
What did he do at James Madison?
Good question. Don't know.
Rode some coattails off of Kurt Signetti.
Yeah. I don't really know.
Took over a built program.
Well, Cignetti brought all the good guys to Indiana, so I don't know what he had left.
Fair enough.
It's not like he came in empty-handed. But anyway, that's your lineup for today, and so we'll attempt to have Coach Day on at 1:15 when he hits the podium, and believe me, he will be prepared because he's got all the answers to the test.
Here's a little bit of Bob Chesney's time at James Madison since we brought it up. Hired in 23, 9-4 the first year there, and I'm looking at captured the program's first bowl victory ever in that year as well. In 25, he was 11 so yeah, I mean he was 11-1. He's been doing some good things.
Where was he before that?
So here's the vital information.
Holy Cross.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Holy Cross. Yeah.
Okay. So why did I believe that he had a Michigan tie? Am I wrong?
Let me see what I can find for you. A Michigan tie. It looks like he is a Pennsylvania guy, born there.
All right.
I've got
Guess not.
Johns Hopkins, Holy Cross, James Madison.
Okay. That makes sense.
Not seeing any Michigan stuff for him.
All right.
What state is Johns Hopkins in? I got some theme music pulled up, ready to go. John Hopkins. Did I say Johns?
I think
it is Johns.
Oh, my
Johnny
bad.
Hopkins. Didn't he hang out with Sloan Kettering?
You're right.
Didn't they have a little?
It is.
It feels East Coast-ish to me.
I think it's Maryland because my niece is a Terp, and I remember talking about Johnny Hopkins with her hanging out with Sloan Kettering,
that feels
smoking some grass.
Is that your final answer?
We don't have
I'm going to say Maryland.
I'm going to...
And you're right, it is Johns Hopkins.
It's Johns.
Yes,
I was right the
definitely
first time.
Johns.
I got to trust my stuff.
Lil Johns Hopkins.
The only time you don't do the apostrophe S is if the last name is Johnson. All right, so we're going to move Schefter today to 12:40. A lot of my fantasy teams may or may not have been named that. All right, so we'll have Adam Schefter. We'll slide him to 12:45.
Yep. Busy, man. There's a lot happening.
Calvin's Johnson? Was that your team name?
Calvin's Johnson. Yeah. No, my fantasy golf team was Dustin's Johnson.
He'll be here all week.
Yes.
Is Bobby going to be here?
Unfortunately.
Is Bobby going to be here at 2:30?
Yes.
Okay.
Chucky Lee Bird will join us at 2:30.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that reference.
That's a little inside joke between Robert and myself.
Forget us, TLC.
That's what I heard.
The guy's not even here. He's making
it's just not worth explaining, I guess.
Should have been co-hosting pre-COVID.
I'll tell you during the break.
So forget you too, listeners.
No, it's just okay.
Good one.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. You walked right into that.
I really did.
Oh, man.
All right, so while we were just hanging out last night, I don't even know what I was watching last night. What was I watching last night? I don't remember. Can't recall.
You know what I've been watching? I've been watching a lot of reaction videos to shows that I've already watched. So what I mean by that is people watching episodes. So like House of the Dragon right now. I've been watching people watch the episode.
Right. Yeah.
It's a weird thing for me now that these reaction videos are hooking me in now.
Okay. I'm thrilled you brought this up because I've been doing this for like 2 or 3 years, but not with shows.
Okay.
Songs.
Oh.
So there are people that have channels that will listen to songs that I grew up with or 80s, 90s, and they're obviously younger and they claim they've never heard them or people requesting. And then they'll listen to the song. You're watching them listen to it. And they're either watching the music video or whatever. And they're having these reactions. And some of them really frustrate me because the way they're reacting is not the way I reacted in real time or what I really know about the song or the era or the band or the lead singer. It's so foreign to them. It's not that they don't like the song, perhaps. And then they start to try to dissect it, and I'm like, you're way off. And I'm thinking, I wonder, is this a hobby? Are they making money?
some of these channels, when you look at the views that these channels are racking up, it's incredible. Like the reaction videos that I'll watch with House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones episodes that I've already seen, these people are at 300, 400,000 views. Now, I don't know how that calculates with YouTube and money and all that, but when you get to a certain level, I have to imagine you're getting a nice little return from YouTube.
All right, so let me ask you guys a question. So I have, we could have done this like behind the scenes or had some stuff that you could put out there. So during COVID, they had the work day at Memorial. Mm-hmm. And I was fortunate enough to be there, one of very few, just walking around. And the video I have with Tiger and Rory just walking. So on Sunday of work day of the COVID year, on Sunday, Tiger was alone on the range. Mm-hmm. No caddy, just his bag and him. And I walk over, and I'm standing, behind him, obviously, giving him space. He said he's practicing before he's going out. And I just had my phone, and I just started taking a video. And all you hear is, like, birds chirping and Tiger just smoking his hybrids or whatever. And it's just him. And it's like a moment of zen. It's like one of those moments, like, you're not really sure you're there. It's like having an out-of-body experience because you're looking around, there's nobody there. It's me, and it's him. I could have picked up his bag and caddied for him. Like, it's incredible. It was that, and I had this, and I just rolled for like 2 minutes, and it was just him, just clicking, just the tempo and just clicking. And I always thought, like, I had the video on my phone, and I always thought, I wonder if because anything can get clips on YouTube, and I'm wondering if I put that out there because it is Tiger. And I'm wondering if, like, how many views that would get. It's not like he's making a hole-in-one or chipping in. It's none of that. It's just this serene moment.
Exclusive
like
content is what it is. Yeah.
Where I'm sitting there one-on-one. It's like I won a contest.
You should put it out.
And just as an experiment.
Yeah, put it out.
But I don't even know how to do that.
Put it out under an anonymous name so Tiger doesn't swoop in and try to take any money you make off it.
Wait.
Privatize that.
I see. Again, I don't know. I thought if you owned it, they couldn't rip the video anyway, right?
When you get to YouTube, you really want to own your own channel.
Yeah.
That's when you really get to grab a hold of the majority, if not all of the money.
You could put out your experience with Ed Reed in the bathroom at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that would be exclusive content. And we'll see which gets more clicks. You and Ed Reed at the urinal or Tiger Woods.
I think Ed Reed.
We'll run them head to head.
I think Ed Reed smoking my photo request, then to 10 steps later take a photo with a blonde model. That was a tough moment for me.
It's a humbling effect.
I knew she'd be a blonde.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of football, we've got to. Here's what we'll do next. How should we react to this GM? So we're going to play a little game called Guess the Meaning.
Okay.
That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
This year, America celebrates 250 years of hard work, determination, and people who built something meant to stand the test of time. That same spirit lives right here in Central Ohio. In 1992, a 22-year-old named Tim Newman climbed onto a roof with a simple goal: do honest work, treat people right, and never cut corners. One roof became hundreds, hundreds became thousands, and every job was built on the same promise: a handshake you can trust. Today, a third generation of the Newman family is helping carrying that legacy forward, making sure the company will be here for your family, just like it's been for your neighbors for more than 3 decades. When it's time for a new roof, siding, or gutters, choose the company that's built its reputation the same way America was built, through hard work, integrity, and pride. Family-owned, locally based, American proud. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
T-Bone and Tyvis wake you up every weekday morning from 6 to 9, and I think I can sum up the show in 3 words. Football, food, and fun. Ain't that right, T-Bone?
And I get more volume per suck.
And there's only one thing that makes Tyvis happier than a free hair transplant.
All it took was legalizing the money you had to give to the players. And we are watching the demise of the SEC.
T-Bone and Tyvis, weekday morning starting at 6. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan.
The next chapter of Cleveland Browns football is here, and we want to invite you to be the first in. It's a new world-class stadium. It's a new era of Browns football, and it begins in 2029. And your path to being a part of it starts today. Place your deposit now at newhuntingtonbankfield.com to reserve your spot and be one of the first to choose your seats in our brand new state-of-the-art enclosed stadium where Cleveland Browns football goes to the next level.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
What defines Ohio? A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. In Ohio, we're powering America, discovering breakthroughs, driving the future, propelling tomorrow. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Ohio, our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plan on a good deal of sunshine for the rest of the day. Nice humidity levels and a little breeze from the north from time to time. Highs climb to right around 80 or so. Overnight, mainly clear skies, 59. For your Thursday, a lot of sunshine once again. Still nice out there with highs near 83. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, did you guys see C.J. Stroud walking into camp?
Yeah, got a new look. Seems like
Is it a new look?
Cut his hair, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking more about the outfit.
What's wrong? What's the outfit? Oh, they got a little white tee and some shorts. You're not feeling that fit? That training camp fit?
No, he's wearing like, I don't know what he looks like. He looks like he can't even walk. His shoes aren't tied. He looks like kind of like you'd think like a 7th grader walking into
he's just coming
first day of class.
He's just coming in ready for business. Nothing flashy. I don't need to wear anything flashy coming into training camp.
Is this the Shedeur Sanders thing now? Everybody going old school.
I'm just going to get it in my white tee and some shorts. Let's go to work.
Meanwhile, fans didn't miss the opportunity to roast Stroud's look and his seemingly swaggerless gait.
Okay.
A lot of people want to see me fail, and it ain't going to happen.
He looks like a slightly overweight high school kid with below average athletic ability going to play pickup hoops at the school gym with his buddies. That kind of nailed it. Bro looks like those kids who carried a speaker in their backpack. Buddy walking like a toddler after swimming all day.
Legs are cooked, huh?
Negative aura. You know how you get that, that's just not good. You might get a rash or something.
You got to hang out
interesting rash.
You got to hang out with Amber Rose again and get those aura points back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, couldn't even recognize him.
Yeah, I for me, the first thing that jumped out was just the new the new hairdo. His whatever he's wearing in the camp, whatever. Social media can body him. I don't really care, but it is one of the more fascinating stories around training camp right now. Is him, the contract, and just Houston as a whole as they try to figure things out at the last time we saw him.
All right, so he goes in with no extension, and his GM was talking about his offseason and how great it is. And you have this, right, TLC? You have this clip of Nick Caserio, I believe.
I do.
All right.
It is in my Wednesday.
So let's play a little bit of guess the meaning of this. Let's hear it.
Yeah, he's had a really good offseason. It's probably the best offseason he's had since he's been here. He's had a good attitude. He's been consistent. He's got the right mindset. I'd say we've definitely had productive conversations over the course of the spring. So, there's a possibility that something could come to fruition. So we'll work through it and, see what happens.
You mean we're just going to wing it? Well, there's a big difference between winging it and seeing what happens.
It's, to me, the same thing that we talked about for the last few weeks, last couple months with this. They're not there. They probably offered him a deal that's decent, but based off of what's happened in the last two games against Pittsburgh and New England, I think they're scared. I think they're really scared. And so the market obviously is crazy high right now. Crazy with guys making $60 million, $55+ million. You have to be so locked in as a decision maker when it comes to these type of deals. And so right now, if they don't have clarity as far as what he's going to be in big time moments, I'm not surprised by their hesitation when it comes to this deal. So reading into that comment for me, it's, we're not all in right now on our quarterback.
I think it's a good read. I think it's a good read because he went a little too Glaze-a-palooza without the real substance of it. Mm-hmm. And because you don't want to say anything negative there at all. You probably don't want to say publicly, listen, we activated his 5th year. He's under contract. He, like everybody else, wants to prove it and that they're worthy of it and all that. I think predicting that he would get a $250 million contract right now is probably off based on, I think they need to see him lead. I think they need to see him perform under pressure. He's a former Rookie of the Year, and everybody knows that he was on a great path, but you can't be a one-hit wonder. Not at that position, and not to be taken care of the way he wants to be taken care of. Now, my initial instinct was, boy, why would he say that they've had productive stuff if nothing's going to come from it? What would be the real benefit there? And I just think he wants to put a good public spin on this, that everything looks good, he's dedicated, we're all going to see. Because when a GM says we're going to see what happens, the follow-up is, what's the timeline on that?
Correct.
You talking about training camp? Yeah. You talking about half of the season? Like, we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. You'll assess it at the end of the year? Like,
a lot of ways you can read into that. A lot of ways you can read into that. And for CJ, this has been a tough offseason, and he's had to wear it. And I'm sure he's owned that based off what we know about him. But I think what's been rough is not only what's happening around the league, right? Teams are getting back into their facilities, getting to work. And we saw yesterday, this team did a deal with their guy. This team did a deal with their guy. So business is happening around the league. And with CJ, not only isn't it happening right now at the pace he probably wants it to, but this offseason as well. He's watched some of his teammates in his own building get deals done with their front office. And so they're telling us with their actions where they're at. And so for CJ, not only is it what's going to happen in the postseason, we all understand that. Coming out of the game against New England and TLC Steelers, a combined 7 turnovers in those games. Like, it was rough. It was really rough. I also think it's the measuring stick games along the way for him, too. And so right out of the gate, he's got a chance to make a statement. I mean, the Houston Texans are hosting the Buffalo Bills week 1. And in week 2, you host Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. That can help build trust, I think, along the way. It's always going to come down to what does it look like when we're in the postseason for him. But I think the regaining of confidence, he can chip away at that with the front office by having good outings against some of the elite teams and elite quarterbacks, and he's going to have a chance to showcase what he is right now as a dude right from jump.
It's all on him, and that's the problem. They have a Super Bowl level defense.
No question.
And so they're really going to put it all on their offense.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to get him help. They did get him help in the offensive line. That looks better. The running game should be a little better. I think they're in wait and see. I would be very surprised if they extended him unless it's what you said, which is that he took maybe a lesser than market value deal because he wants that guarantee. But it also prevents him from being able to say that I'm betting on myself.
Yeah.
That I think I am very good and I can be very good. I'm going to deserve it. And they're going to wish that they signed me sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we have a great year and then they have to extend me, the price just went up. Yeah. I think it works for both. I think this is the rare occasion where the team would be more than happy to pay more. Because then like you just do. Like, I'm going to hand him $225 million. I have to know.
That's fair.
And if that goes up to $250 because I know, then it's money well spent.
Correct. You don't want to be the Miami Dolphins, where they paid Tua. They were kind of like, he's done some okay things, but there was never really that everybody's on board with knowing what he is and feeling good about moving forward with a contract like that. Now they're eating, what, $90+ million in dead money, and they have an odd situation going on.
You think you're special, Tua? Yeah, $54 million. I guess that makes me special. No. I'm not paying you that. The Miami Dolphins are paying you that. They're paying you $50 million to play against them. That's what they think of you. And that's what it comes down to. Can you imagine that? What is Atlanta paying him?
I don't know exactly what Atlanta is paying them, but Miami for sure is eating a ton of it in the same way the Denver Broncos did with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And so that is, I think, when you look at some situations around the league right now, whether it's Tampa, Arizona before Brissett got his deal figured out, Houston right now with CJ, those type of deals I think can scare GMs off. And that may be a little bit of what's happening with Houston connected to his own mishaps in the postseason.
The Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons waited out the Dolphins and got Tua for the low cost of $1.3 million and zero draft comp. So you cannot love the signing of Tua, but the price point is amazing.
There's a chance that can be one of the better contracts in the league this year. If he plays.
That's right.
That's going to be a steal at that position.
We'll stay with quarterbacks in 2 minutes. And a guy who truly is going to bet on himself is going into camp that way. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Bobby Carpenter here with my friend Jake Ballard with QC Kinetics. And both of us played football a long time. And one of the main things is you get beat up while you're playing. And the pain doesn't end just when you leave the field. It's always there.
So for me, I had a lot of pain in my left knee, and it was something that caused me aches and pains every day, especially in the morning and the evening. So looking for pain relief, I found QC Kinetics. They had a great reputation, and I wanted to find out more.
Jake, tell me about the process. Once you got into the office, how did that all go?
Once I arrived at QC Kinetics and went and saw Dr. Tesner, they told me all about my knee, put a game plan together, and we started treatment right away.
What is your day like now?
Now with QC Kinetics, I'm able to chase my crazy son around pain-free, and that's what matters most to me.
Take it from two former professional athletes. If we can get relief, the same is possible for you. Check out QC Kinetics, located in Dublin and in Gahanna, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544, or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
One bite in, you'll be saying, that's hot as fire. Speedway's new Hottest Fire Chicken Sandwich turns up the temp. Eat the heat for $4.99 only at Speedway. Valid through 8/25/26. Participating stores. Exclude Speedy Cafe. See app for full terms.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
All right, so we kind of knew this was headed this direction. We'll have Shefty at 12:45, so we'll be able to confirm a lot of the stuff with the quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield is going to play out his deal with the Bucs and I guess become a free agent. Now, you could tell me they'll tag him. I don't think they will. I don't.
What's the number on that?
48 million, I think.
You don't think they do that? I think they will.
I just think, why would you mess around? You think he's that good? I think you'd pay him.
How old is Baker right now? 30?
31.
I think that's where we're headed, honestly.
I feel like they're headed to move on from him if he doesn't have a great year.
Interesting.
Why else would you do this?
Because you're that
And he's headed right to the Steel City.
Because I think they're that far off. That's probably why you do this. Like I know,
but what's going to bring that closer? His great play, so then they have to pay him?
Yeah.
Well, he better hope.
Yeah. My gut is telling me, because I don't think he's asking for anything that's starting with a 6. I don't believe that's the case. But I think he's definitely asking for something that starts with a 5.
I think it's 55.
And they're probably in the 45 to 50 range? That's just my guess. I have no idea.
Probably
Wes.
so.
But I think that's where you get to a point to where you've been trying to work on this for weeks and months and all that stuff. And then you get to training camp and Baker's like, no, I'm good. This is all about ball. We'll figure this out at the end of the season if we do figure anything out.
Be a great storyline if he goes into the offseason as a free agent and has a decent year. Because honestly, he should have, I say this, I'm being honest with you, the Vikes should have gone to get him right after Darnold. They could have gotten him. Instead, they drafted McCarthy, and now they got in a spot. Now they're looking to rescue that with Kyler, and they got Kyler really cheap. So it might turn out that they got a version of Baker with Kyler.
Here's the thing.
So it just took a little longer.
Do you think that at that time Tampa would have been ready to trade Baker? Because I don't know if they would have been ready. You know what I mean? If you and I are the GM down in Tampa and we're coming out of the Brady era, we got Baker and he's been playing well, we're going to the postseason, I don't think you and I would trade him. Would you at the time? That's the
Maybe
only
not.
thing.
I just think he goes right to the top of the free agent market in 2027 if he comes out of this year healthy. He's going to be, by the way, he's already got a chip on his shoulder.
Oh,
can you imagine how well he wants to play in a contract year?
And I want to give him this. He was hurt last year. Emeka missed some time last year, as did Mike Evans. And so when you're a quarterback, you're asked to overcome certain things. I understand that, but there's only so much certain guys can do. Now, on the other side of that, we've been talking for years now about, is Baker Mayfield hurting the team by playing hurt? And so I think that's something he's really got to figure out. Because I think in Tampa's mind, they may be looking at that, which to me I don't think is the worst thing. I respect it. But if he is going out there and you can't fly off the way you want to fly off as an offense, then we got to have a conversation. But if he hits the market, which I don't think he will, because this is screaming franchise tag. At that age, one more year, $48, $50 million, whatever it is, and then we'll try to figure it out again after that. I think you're absolutely right in what you said. If this guy has a decent season and gets to the market, there are going to be at least a handful of teams trying to acquire him. Now, he's going to be going up against what's supposed to be a really good college quarterback class, but we'll wait and see on that.
He's making, what, $40 million this year?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
So I guess if they did tag him for 48 or 50, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But at his age, at 32, I think he'd want more of a guarantee. Now, he might be forced to do it. It wouldn't be a great thing, but he's on a prove it. He's a little bit on a prove it year, just like Kyler Murray is in Minnesota. And that's what they have to figure out. So Browns are going to play 2 quarterbacks. Vikes may play 2 quarterbacks. And what do you got going on over there?
I don't know what that was. My bad.
No. I thought maybe it was some analysis that we were.
No, my computer just started firing up stuff. That's my bad.
He's got to be motivated.
This one, This one, I'm having a hard time understanding why it's been this difficult to figure this out. Because on the other side of it, too, it's like, what is your answer if it's not him next season? If I'm a Tampa fan, that's what I'm trying to that's what would worry me.
They're worried that they're going to pay a guy high 50s on a multi-year deal that won't stay healthy.
Man, that
has to be it.
He's played in every game the last 3 years. He's played in 17 games 3 years straight. He's available.
Doesn't mean that he's effective all the time.
Which is
playing injured.
Right, I agree with you. And that's why I said I think that is
I want to give him praise for doing that, but
I don't think they're in a position right now to be this nitpicky with Baker Mayfield. I don't get it. He's 31. I'm not scared off by the age right now. I think you still get really good ball from him into his 35-year-old age 35 season. And so it's either he's asking for an absurd number or they're being disrespectful in his mind with what they're offering. Because this should be easy this to me is easier to figure out than Houston's situation right now with CJ.
CJ there's a ceiling to CJ that I think is higher than Baker. There's a ceiling there. I don't know if he'll ever reach it, but I think
I agree with that. I guess what I meant by that is the hesitation from both front offices right now. I can understand Houston's hesitation. I don't understand Tampa's hesitation.
Maybe Tampa will see him play great this year, and then they'll re-sign him. And the price just went
These
up.
teams are playing a dangerous game.
It is a dangerous game.
Especially Tampa.
But they still have the tag to use. The problem is it's only 1 year.
Right.
And so if you think he's your future quarterback, to your point, yeah, you could play him out this year to see, which is what they're doing, see if he stays healthy and all and how they play. And then if he plays really well and they still can't get a deal, because remember, if he plays really well, a lot of these teams might be willing to pay more than they would be now. But they just need more. They need to see it again. Yeah. And then if it's middle ground and you can't come to an agreement, then you tag him. But if you tag him, you're not going to probably tag him again.
No,
and then at that point, you've already burned the relationship. Like, I think you've just burned the relationship. Maybe you could, but it's very tough to be a leader at that position and have that be going on. I
agree with you, and especially when it's a guy like Baker and how he's wired. I may be overthinking this. Baker may just be like, hey, this is good, whatever, I'll figure it out, which I don't think he can think that this is good.
Well, I think he would go somewhere else for more money. He would go to Pittsburgh. He would go to Arizona. Like, I think he believes there are opportunities for him outside of Tampa if he has a good year. The only danger is that if Tampa tags him, he can't go anywhere.
I just don't think he's going to get that opportunity. It's very rare that we get good to elite quarterbacks that hit true free agency. We were almost there with Dak a couple years ago, and then the day of, when they were playing the Browns, they got that deal done. With Baker, here's my worry, too, is that he is one of the, I think, few quarterbacks around the league that does have an edge and that is outspoken. And so this could become very prickly all year for them. That's why I don't love this situation either. You're looking around a division, you're probably feeling like, hey, we can get back to the postseason based off of what's happening and teams that are on their way but not quite there. This could be a real disruptor as far as the vibe for Tampa Bay all season based off what we know about Baker Mayfield.
Why don't they just let this season play out, which is what they're going to do, and if he plays great, it'll cost them. The problem is it might cost them $60 million.
Right. Instead of maybe what he's asking for.
Or I can't imagine if he leads them to a
division title.
I think it's got to be more than that. I think it's got to be a deep playoff run.
What's a deep playoff run? NFC Championship appearance?
Yep. 2 wins.
Then what? Then you be willing to...
Then he's a $60 million quarterback. Probably, if it's him.
What if he gets to the divisional round? What is that now, 55?
It just depends how everything looks. It depends on how the game goes and how his season goes and just everything. There's so much more involved than just the absolute result. Yeah. But I think you have to start the conversation. If you think because I think his window is anywhere between 50 and 65 million. And I think that depending on how he plays,
is that high.
I don't either. But
65?
Where do you think this is going?
I think it's headed towards where you love to live, my friend. Franchise tag.
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Pay as you go. There'll be a lot of chatter about Baker early on in the season.
He's making actually $33 million this year. The franchise tag for next year is going to be about $50. So either way, he's probably in good shape. Either way, now he only gets it for 1 year. Like he's going to get a $17 million raise if he plays well enough with Tampa at the minimum. Or he's going to get more money on a multi-year deal with somebody else. Pittsburgh, Arizona, name another team. If he stays healthy and plays well.
That's the thing.
So there's a gamble for both.
There's no doubt. Early on in the season, a lot of focus for us because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play at Cincinnati week 1, home against the Cleveland Browns week 2, and then home against your Minnesota Vikings
He's never
week 3.
beaten the Brownies. I know.
Oh, man. I
like him.
He's getting franchise. That's where this is going.
You think he'll play well enough, but not enough to deserve a long-term deal, and they'll just tag him?
Either way, there's a level up financially coming for him.
Yeah.
Either way. He just got to get to the finish line healthy, as you said.
And play well.
That's a must, but this should be done. This should be done. He's good enough to where you know what he is. This isn't like we're still kind of questioning a guy like Bryce Young. You know what I mean? Like, we know what Baker is. And so I think that's worthy of a $50 to $55 million deal. Because the top of the market's only going to keep going up, too. So in time, that deal...
Maybe there's only $15 million holding it up, or maybe it is a guarantee. Yeah. Why did it hit a roadblock? We'll ask Schefter next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Something big has just dropped at Hothead Burritos. Introducing barbecue pork carnitas. Juicy, mouth-watering pork carnitas. Our limited time new citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. Savor the summer flavor. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet, like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay. Next up is the Falcon. No, all right. Oh, Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest... Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex...
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
Let me tell you one of the reasons I think we became the largest injury firm in the world, and it's not even close. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My wife and I had a plan early on. In our firm, our lawyers only work on certain types of cases. Our products liability and dangerous drug lawyers only work on those cases. Same for car crashes, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and insurance disputes. Our thinking is for these lawyers to focus on one area of the law and live it and breathe it. Power comes from knowledge. Many lawyers do everything, jack of all trades. Not us. And we don't charge an hourly rate. You only pay us if we win. If you want to hire us, it's easy. Dial Pound Law on your cell phone, pound 529, or visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer from the comfort of your own home. Let us get to work for you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Did you know you can save up to $35 on your next fill-up? Redeem your points for big savings at the pump. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
At St. Jude, every innovation we make is a moment we give to children with cancer everywhere. But we can't do it without you.
Learn more at stjude.org.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, visit 10tv.com/beattheheat or lifecarelines.org.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
I take care of the kids, my dad, things at work, but I haven't made time to take care of what I need.
Millions of caregivers experience symptoms of anxiety and depression. Go to mentalhealthcareworks.org to learn how to get the support you deserve. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
He's our guy. He's the senior NFL insider for ESPN. He's Adam Schefter, and he's with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. My man, how you feeling?
Oh, boy, it's been busy today.
Yeah.
Very busy.
All right, so let's get to it. We'll just start with what Maddie and I were talking about in the last segment, which is this Baker Mayfield-Tampa roadblock, on whether it's he's asking for more than they want to pay or whether he wants to bet on himself. What do you believe is holding this up? And with this, now that training camp has started, and I remember Baker saying, you can correct me if I'm wrong, not that long ago, if camp started and he didn't have a deal, he wasn't interested in talking. Is that, you think that's false?
Well, Baker says talks are done. He says he's not doing it anymore. Now, again, we'll take him at his word, but I just find it hard to believe because my understanding is that talks have been fairly productive, and he's shut them down now. Are they going to go back to him and try to entice him to make? I mean, I kind of think Baker's a man of his word, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt right now and say that for the time being, it looks like it's done. But it's not done till it's done, and right now it's not done. And the Buccaneers also have their franchise tag the next 2 years, so it's not like he's leaving in the off season. So why would you not revisit that and try to find common ground for both sides, a deal that works for both sides? But for the time being, Baker says he's done. That's where he's at today.
Yeah. Shefty, what does your gut tell you? That he's asking for something that's beyond like 60 plus, and that's why this is being held up, or it's guaranteed money or term or what?
No, I just think in any negotiation, there's usually a few different sticking points. Usually it's the average of the deal. I mean, that's usually what we're talking about here at that point in time. And I don't know where and how this is broken down, but Baker felt like he wanted to break it off right now and not have any further discussions.
So, Shefty, it looks like we got a couple hold-ins going on, and it involves a couple star running backs in B1G Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. So, Atlanta off and running, Detroit off and running with training camp, and those guys right now not doing much. So, what are you hearing? What's your understanding of what's happening with B1G Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs?
Well, both backs have had discussions about a new deal this offseason, and you're playing running back. Both are in line. I expect both to be paid here in the coming days, weeks, whatever it may be. Both will get deals done, I think. But if you're a running back and you're a player that's put yourself in this position, to me, I wouldn't want to step on the football field until my deal is done. But you take one wrong cut, and all of a sudden that deal that you talked about is off the table. There's too much money and too much risk to be practicing right now. And so I don't think you'll see either player practice full go. They could be out on the practice field, But I don't think you'll be seeing either player practice until their deals are done. And that could be a little while, but not too long, I don't think.
Shefty, sticking with Atlanta, what's going on with Tua and Michael Penix today?
Yeah, well, Tua woke up, had some muscle discomfort in his lower back, upper glute area, and they don't think it's anything big. I think they're just being careful and cautious. And the Falcons head coach Kevin Stefanski has said that he expects Tua back sooner rather than later. Michael Penix is coming off the knee injury. He said today that it's about 4 weeks away. So it's July 29th. So we're talking about late August, which I don't think is great when you have a new offense, but this is what the timeline is at with the knee. So they'll get Tua back by next week. That's the expectation. They'll get Michael Penix back the end of next month. That's the expectation. They cut Trevor Siemian as a backup. They signed Cooper Rush today as a backup. A little bit of quarterback shuffling roulette, as Kevin Stefanski is certainly used to in Cleveland.
This may be too soon to ask you, so forgive me, but I'll ask it anyway. Shamar Stewart of the Bengals was carted off today. He was favoring his left knee. That happened about an hour ago. It was he went down during a drill. I guess he eventually tried to put pressure on it and couldn't, so they carted him off. What have you heard, if anything, in the last 60 minutes?
I'm sure he's undergoing testing. I've not gotten any specific updates at all. So that tells me that they don't have the answers to that just yet. I'm sure they'll have some answers and clarity about his knee injury shortly. But he got his leg caught underneath him. It locked outwards, is the way it was told to me. And now we're waiting to see what the doctors say.
Shefty, what was your reaction? And hit us with the breakdown of the Denzel Ward new money up there in Cleveland.
Well, look, I think that it was pretty smart of Cleveland to do this now. You're going to see some big money cornerback deals get done this summer at some point. Joey Porter, Pittsburgh, Devin Witherspoon, Seattle, Christian Gonzalez, New England. And when those cornerback deals get done, the price on a guy like Denzel Ward probably is only going to go up. So while it's a lot of money right now and it makes him the highest paid cornerback in the game, and it seems like a lot, and it is a lot, the fact of the matter is it might have been more in another week or two. So they're just getting out in front of it as best as they can and rewarding a guy who's been a great Brown and wants to be there, and that's why they did the deal.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think maybe the shocking part is that he's now the highest paid DB in NFL history. I guess you can debate that, but you're right. They got to give Todd Monken some players. He's got to have some leadership in that locker room. I know maybe it's not all about this year, and they've got a ton of picks and ammunition, but you can only stockpile for so long. You got to have some real human bodies you can count on. And so I'm kind of with you on that extension. Because, listen, when he came there, they traded away Myles Garrett. He's still got a quarterback fight to have here. And, I think Denzel gives him some security in the back end there. So probably a decent move. But I think the shock value came from he's now the highest paid DB in NFL history.
Yeah. Well, again, that's where it was going to be right now. And they could have waited. And I think there's a possibility it might have been even more if they waited. But they didn't do that. They took the bird in the hand. They got it done. And good for both sides.
Real quick, Shefty, what type of timeline are we looking at for Micah Parsons and when he's going to be ready to go for the Cheeseheads?
Yeah, the belief is he'll miss the start of the season. And I don't know whether that's going to be 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. I do know that in the middle of the season, they play the Bears, they play the Cowboys. They have some matchups that I think that at the very least he's going to be doing everything he can to get back for. Now, whether he can do that or not, we'll see. Obviously, it's a big injury, but he'll be pushing to get back, I would think, for some of those matchups.
How shocked were your friends in the NBA world about LeBron and Philly?
Well, I think people were surprised. I think that, Cleveland and Miami were considered the 2 likelier landing spots. But, LeBron had the ability to do whatever he wanted, and he wanted to go to Philly. And that's a great acquisition for the 76ers on the cheap. So it works out very, very well for them. And, great pickup.
Any update on Aaron Donald, percentage-wise, coming back?
Going along right now. And I think it's right where it's been. Again, I said this on my podcast this weekend, and this is this is true, but you know, I don't think this is a quick thing. I don't think it happens right away, and I think that there'll be a little bit of heads up on it, only in the sense that he still is under contract to the LA Rams at $30 million this year, and I just don't think the Rams are going to pay him $30 million this year. So before he were to come back, they're going to have to address that contract and rework it if that happens. So, again, I think it'll be a little bit of time here, but I think it continues to be tracking for him to come back. But, again, they're not there yet.
Good stuff, my man. Have a great rest of the day. Thanks for this.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.
You too. That's our guy, Adam Schefter, the senior NFL insider for ESPN. He was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, top of the hour, we'll get you a sports update. We'll shift to Chi-Town. Lincoln Riley had some fun things to say at the podium. He's not hoping for this. He knows about it. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Are you missing some freeloading buddies in your life? Well, catch Bishop and Friends on The Fan, featuring Columbus sports veteran Bo Bishop.
I have to acknowledge that I definitely had a mullet in middle school.
A man about town. Bo's a father who gives excellent advice.
If you're going to give me a breakfast pastry out of a box, the toaster strudel is significantly superior to the Pop-Tart.
Bishop and Friends, weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. And tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
Enjoy a $5 sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal, complete with hash browns and a small coffee. Most stores open 5 a.m. or earlier. Price and participation may vary. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing.
This Friday and Saturday night, don your scarlet and gray as the Columbus Symphony's Picnic with the Pops welcomes the pride of the Buckeyes, the Ohio State Marching Band. Join us for an OSU tailgate party topped off with fireworks. For tickets, visit picnicwiththepops.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
For your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
The buzz is real at Zoombezi Bay's award-winning conservation tower. 3 all-new water slides. 1 thrilling experience. Make your splash at ZoombeziBay.com.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. Years ago, I told you about how my feet ached, just general fatigue. But man, I've been feeling good with my personally fit arch supports. There's no doubt they've helped me. They've stabilized my feet. I always feel supported, and my body feels aligned. They're firm but flexible, and I can pop them into any pair of shoes. In fact, I'm still wearing my original arch supports. I work out with them in my shoes, ride the bike, and play golf. My arch supports from the Good Feet store changed the game for me. And the fitting I got was personalized, and it will be for you. It's really thorough. They measured my feet and arch size, and I knew right away after taking the test walk around the store, I felt the difference. Book your free personalized fitting today, and once you've been fitted and you found the supports that work best for you, you'll be able to wear your new arch support inserts home. They're made in the USA and engineered to last. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. No appointment necessary, but you can always schedule online. Get started at goodfeet.com.
Disasters strike, fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. Direct Relief delivers. No politics, no red tape. Direct Relief is a lifeline to people in crisis. So check them out at directrelief.org. And if you can, donate.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Day 2 of Big Ten Media Days is underway in Chicago. Ohio State football head coach Ryan Day will take the podium at 1:15 when you can catch live here on The Fan. Buckeyes camp starts in 8 days with Week 1 versus Ball State 38 days away. More college, the NCAA suspended Tennessee linebacker Arion Carter for 2 games for accepting a $427 flight from an agent after declaring for the NFL draft. Carter decided to return to the Vols, but disengaged from the agent and repaid him for the flight. NFL Bengals closed day 1 of training camp today while the Browns kick off the Todd Monken era this hour. Baseball, Reds host the Guardians at 7:10. Winner takes home the Ohio Cup. This update sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. Peach ice cream is back at UDF. Right now, get 2 large cartons of UDF peach ice cream for just $10. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty was a big Browns fan. Scratch that, we mean he's a big fan of the former Browns. Oh, yeah? The Baltimore Ravens. This is Rothman and Ice.
Second hour of the program, Big Ten Media Days going on in Chicago at the Hilton. And Ryan Day expected to hit the podium at 1:15. We'll keep you updated on that. We'll carry it live. Put TLC on the case. That way, if it fails, it's on him, not us.
Actually, I found a new angle.
You'll blame Adam King?
Absolutely.
I knew it.
Awesome.
Because I think he's the camera operator there.
You mean he put it on a tripod?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
He probably had to press a button or, plug in a cord or something like that to sync it back to 10 TV back here. Wow. So I did see Adam King appear on the little box down here in my system during the 12 o'clock hour. So I assumed that he was live on 10 TV in the noon show. And so I know that it's been possible in the past hour. Whether or not he syncs it up for the 1:15 press conference, that is on him.
Have you communicated with him at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I can.
Might want to check in with him just to see if the feed is up and running and we're expecting it.
All right, how are we going to craft this text?
We've been pitching it for a day and a half.
A follow-up text?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to ask him. Say, are we ready for Ryan Day? Will you be feeding us back the audio?
Are you ready for Ryan Day? Will you be feeding us back the audio?
Or will it be like, do we have a live feed connection? That's what I would ask him. Is the live feed connected, and can we air that at 1:15? Now,
you got it.
There is no way you're getting a response, I don't think.
That's not.
He's a really slow texter. Really slow texter. If he even hits you back at all.
Yeah, now this is a work thing and a deadline thing, so he may.
It's also one of his rivals, too. Texted him, TLC.
No,
so maybe
the rivalry's over.
The rivalry's over.
So I forgot to respond to this.
Oh, he sent you that?
Supposedly, they had a a little bro love moment at volleyball on Monday.
Okay.
2 sweaty dudes, bodies working overtime, and they sent me a picture of the 2 of them. Adam is smiling ear to ear and drenched in sweat. And TLC looks like he hasn't even played, and he's just got this scowl on his face like
I don't think they haven't even played.
Either they just won or they...
Actually, you know what?
I mean,
that
it's fresh as a daisy. Like,
that does make me look good.
And then, but he was not smiling.
Okay.
And I get some kind of caption of, oh, back to friends. Or
so you guys are no longer ops.
Well, they must have won.
It was like a 1.5 bromance. Like he gave his all, I only gave like half.
So it's one of those relationships where you guys have a quick trigger to get back and forth to each other. Like if it's not going to take much for you guys to get back after each other is what you're saying. I think that's always going to be the case.
Yeah, and what I realized too, because we have way too many people on our volleyball team, just because more people wanted to play. And
cut the roster down. More playing time for you?
Yes, that's exactly it. So I thought that last week my biggest problem, and man, I showed up. I was in a bad mood as soon as I got there. I thought that, I thought Adam's performance and his antics, because it really is the Adam show. Like, he's out there with his personality on 10, and then as soon as they're hitting the ball right to him, and when the opposing team identifies a black hole, dude, they just hit it right to him, and he's booting it like 30 feet to the right, 30 feet to the left, and we're just like, I know that you guys found our weakness. Can you not just exploit it every single time? And so and then, of course, as soon as the game ends, we go to our little table and talk, and Adam's like, so what'd you all how did I do today? How did I do today? And then he's holding the court, and we all got to talk about his performance. So it really is the Adam show the whole way through. But what I realized is that this week we didn't have any subs. Like, the week before, we had it's 6 people on the court, and 9 people showed up. So we're rotating in and out like crazy, and I'm just like, man, I just want to play. So that is actually what I identified as the number one variable for my mood is, do I have to come off the court or not? If not, I don't care if Adam's on the court. I'll have fun because I don't have to go anywhere.
I don't know.
I can just play.
That sound a little self-serving to you over there?
Well, I paid for this league. I want to play.
Listen, on my team, every boy gets a chance to play. Don't give me any of that righteous crap. We got a chance to win this thing.
107. Adam hasn't texted me back.
Shocking. All right, so we'll continue for a few minutes here until we take a break and then come back for hopefully Coach Day. That's going to be a big disappointment.
We've been teasing that.
Yeah, that's why you don't really ever guarantee it. You always put a disclaimer on it. We'll effort this, but
that's why Paul Keels always says we are scheduled to be joined by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's
Smart.
What's the old saying, AR? Under promise and over deliver.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to the coach's show in season, Paul Keels, his favorite line: "We are scheduled to be joined by." So you always have the implication.
Never know.
Hey, man,
you never know what's coming.
If we don't have them, it's not our fault.
So you were saying that when we go to break at 1:10 or whatever, I'll just say, back with another comment after this. Please. Could be a comment by me, you, him. We don't know. Right. USC, the Trojans are coming off winning 9 games, which wasn't enough to make the playoff for the first time in program history. All 3 Big Ten teams ranked ahead of them did make the playoffs in this post-spring rankings, like Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana. And there's a clear separation. That's why I've always been the last couple of days looking for that wild card team. Who could upset this? And USC is one of those teams that got a really tough schedule, and they'll face the best in the Big Ten. They will. Like, it feels like they should be ranked higher than certain teams, but maybe not than others. Their overall feel is that Lincoln Riley's now in year 5, and time to get the program knocking on the door. And he says they will be. Let's see if TLC can drop this clip.
The only 2 places that I've been at a head coach at were blue blood schools that had the highest of expectations. So honestly, I've really known anything different. You know, we're a product of our own experiences, and that's been mine. And so every year, I expect to win. I expect us to win. I expect us to compete for and win championships, and that doesn't change. I do though, certainly will give you what has changed is I do believe we're more equipped than at any point in the previous few years. And I think that's not that's not a hope or a wish. Those are facts, and there's a lot of facts to back that up, and it all stems from the first two things I said. The alignment and momentum within the program is real. That's palpable. We feel it. Our recruits feel it. Our team feels it. Our fan base feels it. I think a lot of people across the country feel it, whether they like us or not. And so that's how it should be at USC.
For me, it's about, can they close the gap on defense against good to elite programs? That's what jumps out to me. I always feel pretty good about what's going to happen on offense. The quarterback play under Lincoln Riley. Mayava's back, led the Big Ten in passing yards. He'll be a dude for them. But on defense, last year they played 5 ranked opponents, went 2-3 against those opponents, and in the 3 losses they gave up 34, at least 34 points in all of them. That's where they have to get better. The recruiting is going well. Class of 26, number 1 in the nation. So that part's going well for them. But if he is going to get them back into real relevance, then it's got to be, I think, on the defensive side of the ball. It's got to happen soon.
I agree with you, and I don't think this year is necessarily about making the playoff. I think this year is about winning a couple big games. Whether he upsets Oregon or wins in Happy Valley or upsets Ohio State or upsets Indiana and Bloomington, that's it. He doesn't have to win them all, because I don't think he will. Just pick off one. And he won't make the playoff with this schedule. I don't think.
Probably not.
I just don't think, unless they catch lightning in a bottle, which I guess they could. But that's what this season's about, making that big step that you can compete with a big boy and compete and beat him on any given Saturday. All right, we're going to come back, and we'll take you to the podium hopefully next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has earned the trust of homeowners by putting customers first and giving back to the communities we serve. From roofing and siding to gutters, every project gets the white glove treatment. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com.
Joint pain is awful when you're the person who's fighting through it, but I'm betting you aren't the only one affected by it. Maybe you love someone who struggled with joint pain. You see what they don't say, what they slowly stop doing. It's July. It's time to be outside, moving, playing, living, and you have to sit it out. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell. Let's talk about getting that life back. At QC Kinetics here in the Columbus area, that's what's happening every day with Dr. Ray Tasner and his team. People who are stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, and back, they are finally stepping out of it with regenerative treatments done right here in the office. No surgery, long recovery, or putting life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases and the pain lets go. We hear it all the time, not just from patients, but from the people around them. He's back. She's herself again. So if this sounds like you or someone you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation to see if you're a good candidate. Go to QCkinetics/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
I'm Brianna Albizu, traffic anchor for 10 TV News this morning. Columbus is quickly becoming my home, and this community has welcomed me with open arms. My mission is simple: to help you get to where you're going quickly and safely. Whether it's helping you beat the slowdown on 270 or giving you detours around major construction, we've got you covered. Because when your morning's on the move, so are we. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
At most financial institutions, they look at you like you're just an account number. Anthony Rothman here for Ohio Credit Union, where you are a member. That's the difference and the power of belonging. Bank where you are the bottom line. Join now at telhio.org.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. You know High Bank Distillery Co. for its award-winning spirits, but let's talk about the food. 3 incredible restaurants across Central Ohio, happy hour with handcrafted cocktails, brunch worth planning your weekend around, dinner made from seasonal ingredients, and now even more gluten-free menu items, so there's truly something for everyone. Making it a family night, Mondays feature $5 kids meals all day long. Great food, award-winning drinks, and a vibe that keeps people coming back. Find your location and menu at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
What defines Ohio?
A place that dares to go first and never looks back. There's no slowing us down. In Ohio, we're powering America, discovering breakthroughs, driving the future, propelling tomorrow. At Jobs Ohio, our mission is clear. Strengthen job opportunities and empower Ohio's workforce. Ohio, our time is now. See Ohio's momentum at jobsohio.com/Ohio's time.
The Ohio State Fair has more of the fair you love.
It's the best day together with more to do. Bring the whole crew for the classics you love. Plus, even more to explore, taste, and experience with brand new buildings, attractions, and more.
More of the fair you love. The Ohio State Fair, July 29th through August 9th, 2026.
Plan your day and get tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Retirement from football hits everyone differently. For DeVere Posey and Dane Sanzenbacher, it means sitting around watching sports clips on the internet and arguing about them. Search for Didn't Catch That on YouTube and subscribe. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plan on a good deal of sunshine for the rest of the day. Nice humidity levels and a little breeze from the north from time to time. Highs climb to right around 80 or so. Overnight, mainly clear skies, 59. For your Thursday, a lot of sunshine once again. Still nice out there with highs near 83. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Hey, kids.
Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman and Ice.
So back in the day, when I was fortunate enough to be hired here and I was doing a show with Spielman, he'd always have, every now and then when we were doing the show together, there'd be a bunch of people in the other studio or whatever, and he'd look at me and goes, "What's with the clown car in there?" And I feel like, like there's just so many bodies. And
I was probably in that car.
No, I don't know if you were in the clown car, Maddie. Maybe you were.
I produced a couple of those shows with you two, so I was probably in there clowning around.
I don't know if he was referring to you specifically.
It was the best.
But it was always funny when Spiels would be like, it's a clown car in there.
Didn't think everybody was focused, huh?
No, it was just, the old line, like too many chefs spoiling the broth kind of deal. Like,
too many chefs in the kitchen type of vibe? Okay.
Yeah, so you never know what's happening. But here's the good news. You haven't missed a word from Ryan Day yet.
No.
We don't believe he's at the podium
because
yet.
One Barry Odom, representing
Lamar,
the Purdue Boilermakers, is still up there. Yes. So wait a minute. Looks like Coach Day has approached the podium.
Let's try to take it.
The great state of Ohio and all of our fans. It's a very, very special place, and I understand that more and more every year. I want to thank Tony for his leadership. Tony is somebody who is a very hard worker. Anybody that's worked with Tony will quickly learn how hard he works. And his leadership has put us in a great position here in the Big Ten. People will talk about, the SEC and the Big Ten. I mean, certainly we've won the last 3 national championships here in the Big Ten, but to me it's about where are we at this year? What are we putting on the field this year? And then where are we going into the future? And as college football changes and college athletic changes, I think the Big Ten is very, very well positioned, and for a lot of reasons. And one of them is because of Tony's leadership. Another one is because of the 18 member institutions, their locations throughout the country, their brands, their fan bases. And so it's clear to see we have big momentum, and a big part of that is because of Tony. I think our coaches within the Big Ten is as strong as I've seen since I've been in the Big Ten. When you sit in the meetings and Tony's in there, he listens. We go in there, we vent, we talk about a lot of things, we complain. It's part of the job with all the change that goes on, and he can't fix everything, but he's listening, and he's going to do what he can when he leaves to get those things addressed. But I can't tell you how much respect I have for their 17 guys in that room. When you look all the way up and down, the entire conference, this is as strong as it's been. And I got a lot of respect for the guys in that room. I want to thank our new president, Ravi Belmkonda, who his leadership already at a short period of time has been excellent. Anybody who gets around Ravi quickly understands he's got a high level of intelligence. He can identify problems quickly, get them addressed, and start working people towards a solution. And he may have said early on that he's going to learn more about athletics, but he learns quickly. He knows more than he puts on, and we are in great hands right now at Ohio State with him there. And he spoke yesterday and talked about the momentum right now at Ohio State, and he's exactly right. I want to thank the board and the cabinet at Ohio State for what they do and their support for what we do, because we have nothing if we don't have talent acquisition. And so it starts with our coaching staff, and with their support we've put together what I think, I'm obviously biased, I think it's the best coaching staff in America. It starts with our coordinators and goes from there, and then goes to Mick and to Mark and everybody in the building. But also to have the resources to go recruit the best players in the country, and that has to continue at Ohio State. And because of the board and because of the commitment of our cabinet and our administration, we're able to do that and have continued to do that. I want to thank Ross Bjork for his leadership, for him in terms of challenging us on a daily basis to continue to adapt, continue to innovate. And yesterday was a great example of that. We signed a huge deal with JP Morgan Chase on our patch deal, which goes to show you, the adaptation and innovation of our athletic department, and that's headed up by Ross. I want to thank our families of everybody in the building, the staff members, the coaches, the wives, the children. We have over 60 children under the age of 15 in our building with all the staff members, and then obviously their wives, because once we get to work here, we go into preseason camp. They don't get to see their fathers a lot. They don't get to see their husbands a lot, and it's hard because it goes from the summer where they're getting in the way and around the family a bunch for a few weeks to working late hours. And so I just want to thank them for their support and allowing their husbands to do what they love. I want to thank my family. Starts with Nina. She's the rock. Anybody will tell you that if you want to be a great coach in this profession, somebody asked me, give me some advice on how to become a coach in this. In college football, the one thing I would say is find a great partner. And Nina's been that for me. She's the rock of our family, and she allows me to do what I need to do. I'm very proud of my son RJ, who's now in the Big Ten family. He committed to Northwestern this summer, and I couldn't be prouder of what he's done. He's obsessed with football, and he's in great hands with David and his group. What a unique experience that was, going through that process, but I'm excited to see his senior year and proud of where he's going. And my two daughters, Grace and Nia, who, funny to think that they don't remember anywhere else. They've been attacking basketball, attacking the classroom, and they're true Buckeyes because they grew up and they love Ohio. I want to thank our coaches for all of their work as we get into this season, and also with Coach Mick. These guys, they understand what it means to be at Ohio State. They understand what it means to be a Buckeye, and they poured into our players. And we have great stability within our program. That's because of our coaches. You look at a guy like Mick Marotti, Mark Pantoni, Larry Johnson. These guys have been at Ohio State for 15 years. And so that stability is critical, and that shows their loyalty, how much they love Ohio State, but also the commitment we have to them. And then most importantly, our players. Every coach is going to come up here and say that they've had a great summer. I've never seen a coach come up for media day and say, well, we didn't have a very good summer. But we have had a great summer. But what matters is what we're going to do with that. And what Mick Marotti and his staff do during the summer is the backbone of our program. But our players also know all that matters is what we put on the field. And so as we get to work here next week and get on the field for preseason camp, it's an important preseason camp. The season that we have ahead of us is going to be a monster, and we're fired up about that. The three guys that we have today here, I'll start one with Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah, as many of you know, is somebody who in 2 years has already made an amazing impact on the game of college football. What he's meant to the game on the field, but also off the field, is tremendous. And he has a chance to leave a legacy behind, and he knows that. He's got a whole generation of young players that look up to him and who he is. He's a household name, and he's had a great offseason. He's taken the step into a leadership role, and it's great to watch him find his voice. Julian Sayin, in now year 3 with us, year 2 as a starter, has a different look in his eye. I said before, he had great success last year. He won his first start ever, home against Texas in a big, top 5 matchup. Won a rivalry game in the sideways snow, but then came up short at the end of the year. We all did, but when you look in his eye now, you see a different person. You see a different body. He's worked hard. He's gotten stronger. He's found his voice even more, and he's got a great look in his eye. I think he's poised for a great season. And then Jalen McClain, who's our returning safety, who is somebody that we're counting on to place not just some of the stuff that Caleb did last year, but what he did off the field. And Jalen's had an excellent offseason. He's taken a lot of ownership, responsibility, with a lot of new faces there on defense. I think this is a time where we use the term VUCA, VUCA, which is a military term, which means volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And so, in order to attack those times, you have to make decisions quickly. You have to be decisive. You have to then identify what's gone right, what's gone wrong, and then continue to adapt over time and not just do what's easy and throw up your hands and get frustrated. And so I think we've done that. I'm excited about where this season's going. And now we're getting back to what matters the most, and that's football. And so as much change that's gone on across the offseason, we're back to what matters the most, and that's playing the game. So appreciate you guys, and whatever questions you guys have, fire away.
Coach, first row here on your left side.
Hey, Coach. Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. Wanted just to ask you about what the development you've seen in Julian Sayin from last year into this season as far as developing more chemistry with Jeremiah and Chris and the rest of the offense.
I think for Julian, you look for some traits that are extraordinary about him. I think the first thing you recognize is his accuracy. What you don't see, but I see, is his intelligence level. He can handle high levels of information. He's highly motivated, and he's really embraced this leadership role. So I think when you combine that with our offensive line and the experience we have coming back, Carson Hinsman, Luke Montgomery, and Austin Saravelt, these guys all started during that whole playoff run 2 years ago and are national champs. They're now back, and then you combine that with other guys in a room, like Josh Padilla, like Philip Daniels, Ian Moore. We're as experienced and deep as I think we've ever been since I've been at Ohio State, and so combine that with a quarterback who has the experience now. I mean, this is only the 3rd time since I've been at Ohio State that we've had the same quarterback come back for a second year, and that's a big deal. I think he's liked the challenge of some of the things that Arthur's bringing to the table. When you go from coaching Aaron Rodgers to a college quarterback, you can certainly imagine what that has been like for Arthur. But man, Julian keeps up, and it's been fun to watch. So excited to see where this goes this year with him.
On your right side, Coach, first row.
Good afternoon, Coach. Erie Martin, Big Ten Student U, University of Illinois. Going into last season, you're coming off of the national championship, obviously. You win 12 straight, and then you drop the last 2 games of the season to 2 tough opponents. What do you take from last year to make sure that you can finish strong this season?
Well, you take a lot of things. Every year you look at the things that have gone well, and then you look at the things that came up short. And I think when you're chasing small margins like we are, you have to identify the things that need to get fixed and fix them. The easy thing to do is do nothing or overreact. Where the real work is really identifying what needs to get fixed and then make that change. And so I won't get into all those things, but yeah, there's a lot of things that needed to get addressed and will continue to get addressed. And sometimes you don't know if those decisions were right until you get all the way to the end of the season. I think this year, based on the way our schedule looks and the way it's laid out, we're going to get some early feedback in these games, and we're going to have to play well down the stretch in the 4th quarter. But when you have guys like Julian and our offensive line and Jalen McClain, and guys that have been through that before. Obviously, Jeremiah is a big part of that. Brandon Ennis, Bennett Christian, Kenyatta Jackson, another guy who has been around our program for a long time. Peyton Pierce is going to have to step up in a big way. But they were all part of that. They saw that. They saw the championship run. They saw us coming up short last year. And so all of that will play into the season. And then we have a lot of guys who are coming in for the first time that they need to prove themselves. And that's good, too. Everybody should have the approach they want to prove themselves every day. And we say that all the time. If you stop proving yourself, then you're going to stop to improve. And so we have to have that approach every day at practice, and we got to get better fast, and then figure out where the journey of this team goes, because every year is different. So I'd like to sit here and tell you that last year, is similar to this year because of X, Y, and Z, and that'll be the solution. That's not the same because it's a different group of guys, but there are things in place that we've identified that we always want to improve on.
On your left side, Coach, third row.
Coach, good morning. Jacob Goins of the Locked On Hoosiers podcast. You played Indiana and Kurt Cignetti in 2024 and in 2025. You won in 24 and lost in the Big Ten championship game last year. What was the biggest difference in those Cignetti teams from 24 to 25? And then what do you expect in the game on October 17th this year in Bloomington?
Well, I think, it's going to be a great environment. We haven't played since Coach Cignetti's been at Indiana, but I know that the atmosphere there has changed and it's really ramped up there. So that'll be another game on the road that we're going to have to really prepare for and play well. But you got to give them a lot of credit. It starts with the quarterback and how he played last season, and then I don't think enough people give enough credit to that defense and how well they played. We look back on the game that we played in the Big Ten championship game and look at some of those key situational things that we should have done a much better job with, and we take ownership of that, and we had to get that better. They won in those situations. If we win those situations, the outcome's different, but that's football, and that's where we got to be better and make sure that we're ready next time when those opportunities come up that we make the plays.
Coach Day, thank you so much for your time.
You got it.
All right, there you go. Locked and loaded. Well done, boys. Good job getting that on the air. Listen, it's about the funny thing is that Pat Fitzgerald went up there and made fun of PJ Fleck for taking 10 minutes or 12 minutes to give an opening statement and then took 3 minutes of questions. And I didn't really time it was similar.
Handful of minutes for sure. And I looked at you and I said, I think this is a thing amongst some coaches that we're all going to kind of do this. Not all, but some of us are going to play this game where they don't want to answer these questions.
I can tell you why. Because the people asking the questions were media from other schools.
Yeah. So there's a reason for that.
The third question was like, hey, what do you think of Indiana?
Well, that guy
they play them,
right.
And it was an Indiana reporter, but I've been to these, and what happens is these big clusters, where the podium stuff is not for the beat reporters of that specific school. They're going to get their time with the head coach. The other thing, a lot of reporters don't like to burn their question and get the answer for everyone. They like to do a one-on-one because they have a certain agenda of what they want to ask, and they don't want to ask that publicly. They don't want everybody to benefit from it. And so this happens a lot where the questions are only fired by people who aren't covering that specific school.
And the last question from the Locked On Hoosiers guy like that, and that's a great soundbite for him, right, in his show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Coach Day's thoughts on Indiana and Cignetti and all that. So everybody's got those different agendas at these press conferences.
And these coaches probably know it, and that's why they're like, I don't want to answer many of these.
A lot of the stuff's pretty generic anyway, right? They haven't played a game, different rosters and all that. Yeah. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back in 2 minutes, and there was something he said certainly about his leader that I think opened some eyes. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are 0 commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer, and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family-owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist? Or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. So take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down. Paid for by NHTSA.
Day one, the hardest day. The day you hear,
"This is a type of blood cancer."
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You have to understand you're listening to Rothman and Ice 97.1 The Fan. It's indubitable.
All right, so Ryan Day had the old scarlet jacket on, ready to go. He's been there, done that. I think he's really leaning into this schedule. You hear it every time you talk to him. This is going to be a battle-tested football team.
Because what is the schedule this year? What is it? Can you remind me how you labeled it? I can't remember what you said.
I can't remember either.
5, 4, 3, 2.
It's a gauntlet. That's right.
But AR, you're so right in bringing this up. Because this is now, for me, the third time I've heard Coach Day reference the schedule.
Monster.
This offseason. He's referenced, hey, getting ready to play for some games that could be tight in the fourth quarter. He said today, we're going to get some early feedback. Mm-hmm. And I thought, Coach is with me. That first game's that ramp up, man.
I don't think he was talking about Ball State.
Not at all. But he absolutely is realizing what we're all realizing, is that this year's team, obviously you want to have health on your side, but the finite details of playing Texas and at Indiana and USC and at Iowa, they got to be locked in from the neck up, because usually that's what happens when you get into some of those games that can balance out talent-wise, is which team is going to make the fewest mistakes. And so are they going to have clean operations, no penalties, and all that stuff? I think that can be the difference when you have to go through a tougher road.
It's what he faced last year in week one, and that was it. They didn't know after week one. They really didn't. They handled everybody pretty easily. I know the game got a little weird at Washington, but only for a second. It wasn't much. And
a little weird at where?
Washington.
There you go.
Man, I
didn't recognize that.
Yeah, sorry. I'm usually the one.
I mean, the talk about DeMond Williams going into that game was like,
it's a poorly coached game by them, I thought.
Oh, he's Kyler Murray Jr.
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. Yeah.
Who was their coach again? I can't remember.
Jed. Yeah.
Okay.
Jed with 2 Ds.
Poorly coached game, I thought, by him. He didn't handle the quarterback the right way. I didn't think so. But that was the only game that really, we were thinking, okay, tough atmosphere going across the country, and we'll find out what happens to them. But other than that, it really only went from Texas to Michigan. Like, it went from August 30th to November whatever, and you were like, okay, once they got through Michigan on the road, and they did it pretty convincingly, I think that maybe that gave everybody a feeling that they had their edge back. But they met some really good teams. Indiana and Miami. I think Indiana, you never really truly knew until you knew.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an ugly game, an ugly win, but hard fought. There was a lot of drama to that game. Mendoza hit a lot of big passes at the end of that game to keep a drive alive. And if Sain's knee doesn't hit the ground, things change. He's right. They were really hard-fought games. They lost a game by 3, and they lost a game by 10. And one of the games in Miami was, you gifted with a pick 6. But I think he knows that this schedule, because what's the alternative? He goes into this year kind of concerned. Well, we can't lose 3.
Yeah, you can never voice that.
Right?
I
mean, he's got to lean into it. There's no alternative. In fact, it's really kind of cool the way it does set up. The only weird part would be is if they somehow, if they lose at Texas, which is obviously it's going to be a pick'em, somewhere right in there.
Yeah.
And then something happens before the Indiana game, like at Iowa.
Yeah.
Like something weird happens.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden you feel like you'd have to play the second half of your season against Indiana, USC, both on the road, Oregon at home, and Michigan at home. And you'd have to play that knowing you probably don't get another.
And I also,
that's all.
Talent-wise, they're head and shoulders above this team right now. But at Nebraska the week before Michigan, just environment, we know how crazy it can get up there. That's just got to be one of those games to where you take care of them early, right? Because you don't want the week before your biggest rival to have lingering effects of, oh, man, we went up to Lincoln and we had to grind because we weren't focused. So that's a game where nobody's going to be sweating that, or I don't think we will be come late November, but just on the road there the week before, you just got to be sharp mentally. That's
the
all.
reason it doesn't concern me right this moment, not knowing what Nebraska is going to be, is that all I have to think about is the last 4 to 5 years, Ohio State has handled every game before Michigan really well. They've never even, it's never even gotten to a point where that they were on upset alert.
Fair. All I'm saying is that's a game on the road in a tough-ish environment. That's it, the week before the game. But I'm glad you brought that up because they've been locked in, which is obviously what you want, because some of those, look around the corner games, that's human nature can kick in with some of those
if it's
things.
not at Penn State or it's not. The only game that got squirrely, the only one that I can recall was the 2018 game against Maryland on the road the week before Michigan that they had to win in overtime when it was Anthony McFarland running wild.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Gosh, I mean,
did that come down to like a 2-point conversion?
It absolutely did. And you can look, the guy might have had 300 yards. I've never seen an Ohio State defense give up that many rushing yards. Yeah, it just didn't make sense.
He was going.
I mean, go back to the 90s, but.
Right. Real quick. Coach Day did mention today, I don't know what was your temperature check on it, but it seems to me that there is a decent level of confidence with the offensive line. Like, as he referenced, the experience. These guys have been around. They played a lot. They went through it. But that was a lot of the focus coming out of those final 2 games. The guys up front, they didn't put their best foot forward. And so we won't know against Ball State, but that game on the road is where we're going to find out if that offensive line is in order. And if it is, then we're really talking about this team being on their way.
We'll come back and we'll talk more about his trigger man and how he felt about that today. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Attention, Columbus. There's a new player coming to town. Vermeer Heartland is opening a brand new location August 3rd, bringing the Vermeer equipment you trust closer to home. That means easier access to genuine Vermeer parts, expert service, and a local team ready to help keep your equipment in the game and your projects moving. We're excited to join the Columbus community and look forward to serving you. Get the latest updates and location information at VermeerHL.com. That's VermeerHL.com. Game on!
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Common Man here for my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. Summertime napping season is upon us. What's that mean? Well, that means for me, a little nap on the leather couch. I got the ceiling fan on, but if that AC's not working properly, that nap turns into crap. Am I right? You got to make sure that AC's in tip-top shape, and the only people to call are my friends at Care Heating and Cooling. The message on their homepage says, we care about your comfort, because they do. If you're not comfortable in your own home, they start to get itchy and scratchy. Here's what you need to know about my friends at Care. They've won the Lennox Centurion Award for 17 years in a row. Now, if you're not in the biz, you don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell you, it's given to the top 5% of Lennox dealers in the country each year. Their service techs are the best in the business, and there's not a problem they can't solve, except maybe the meaning of life. They had no answer when I asked them. But think about living without central AC. Mess you up. My friends at Care also have easy online scheduling. CareHeatingandCooling.com. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust. Common Man here for GoGermain.com. Are you in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Yes? Stop what you're doing and check out GoGermain.com. They're having their biggest pre-owned sale of the year. Every single vehicle is on sale and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy, plus a 3-month warranty. No one's going to sell you a car for less. They have over 4,600 cars to choose from, with over 1,500 under $30K. So go for the biggest selection. Go for the lowest price. GoGermain.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Joint pain is awful when you're the person fighting through it. And I'm betting you're not the only one affected by it. Maybe someone you love who struggles with joint pain. You see what they don't say. You see they've slowly stopped doing the things they loved. And listen, it's July. It's time to be outside, moving around, playing, living, having fun with your friends. Listen, it's Bobby Carpenter. Let's talk about getting that life back. At QC Kinetics here in the Columbus area, that's what's happening every day with our team and Dr. Ray Tesner. People who are stuck in that cycle of pain in their hips, knees, shoulders, back, they're finally stepping out with regenerative treatments that are done right here in the office. No surgery, no long recovery, no putting your life on hold, just real pain relief right for you. It helps the inflammation ease up and the pain lets go. People say all the time, they're back, they're feeling good, they want to get to be able to do the things they love again. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Buckeye football fall camp is coming. Will Julian Sayin take his game to the next level? Will Matt Patricia's defense dominate again? Join us live for training camp fun starting Thursday, August 6th. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems in Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Title or bust? It's what it is at Ohio State. They got 11 players drafted this spring, and there's no rebuild. It's right there again. Now, the key is the quarterback and the wide receiver on offense. And every year we go through this, which is, all right, beat Michigan, get in the playoff, make some noise, challenge for a title. And that's what they do. And they've got a lot invested in it. And we'll see if Ohio State can do that this year with roster turnover. But having the security of having the quarterback and the receiver, and they brought safety Jalen McClain to Chicago to showcase him a little bit. And he dropped a line today about the quarterback, the look in his eye.
Mm-hmm.
He's big on that. I think most coaches are.
Yeah, he does like to go to that.
Yeah.
Like even during
when
games.
he comes over. Yeah.
You see the look in your eye.
Well, you know why?
Are you shook?
Because he wants to know if he can call the play he wants to call.
Yeah.
Like, or he just has to have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's the give me the ball kind of feeling, or we're good.
What do they say, AR? The eyes never lie.
The eyes never lie.
They never lie.
That was in a movie. The eyes, they never lie.
Chico, right? That's the end of that line?
Yep. You know so you know the quote, but you don't know the movie.
Yes.
Really?
That is a very, I've heard this before, the movie. So
all right, I'm going to give you a hint.
Scarface.
Well, yes, Scarface. It's going to give Maddie
seen the movie.
It's going to give Maddie a hint.
What did Adam King do that one day where we were asking him to we asked him a question and then he did it on the spot? That's what Teals.
I was going to give a tease and say it was in one of my top movies. On my list.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm so happy. Thank you for doing that, by the way.
The eyes, Chico. They never lie. I made a mistake on that list.
I feel like that's not a violation by me. I haven't seen that movie.
No.
And
I've seen parts of it.
I've seen the first 20 minutes, and I should have seen the entire thing. But I did not know that for a fact. So that was a little bit of a guess and a little bit of maybe I already knew that.
It's a good guess.
I think that I had a couple of gangster movies. So I had Goodfellas and Scarface in there. And it's very close. But I feel like I failed and I didn't put in one of a really fun movie. I had some really good movies. Really good, solid movies. And I got home that day and I said, all right, if I had to cut somebody, it'd be hard to cut Scarface. I'm not sure if I would, but I needed to get Planes, Trains, and Automobiles in there. That's in my top 10.
One of your favorites.
And it should have gotten in there, and it didn't. And I felt like honorable mention, it doesn't work. Others receiving votes, but
we'll make the official swap now. Scarface, you out? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I love Scarface, but I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles rounds out the top 10 for me.
It's a good list.
The other thing about Scarface is that he claimed that he never crossed him, and it was like, well, you hit on his wife. You're trying to steal his wife when the deal went sour. What
is this, AR and Dan Graziano?
You guys are nuts.
I'm just glad that you remember the context of that drop.
When Frank...
Wait, why? Oh, I didn't have
Frank wanted him to stall his deal with Sosa. I was working his wife.
See? You admitted it.
Okay, you guys are unbelievable.
No, real quick. Here's a story.
Yeah.
We were down at Radio Row, New Orleans, 2 years ago now. We're grinding, AR's bouncing around, trying to get people on. You run across Dan Graziano.
Yeah.
He's with his wife. His wife was his handler, right?
I wasn't even sure if it was his wife.
But didn't he make a comment to you, though?
Yeah, when he sat down and did the interview. I was a little distracted. I saw you hang it. You were just kind of standing over there with my wife. Measure this.
Exactly.
Anyway. But, let's get back to it.
What were we even talking
Well, we were on Julian Saint and the look in his eye, Chico.
Yes. Because he did say, that being Coach Day, that the leadership role has been embraced as well by Julian Saint.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I personally need to see him yelling in guys' faces or anything like that. But he does seem like a soft-spoken guy. But that doesn't mean you can't be a good leader by being soft-spoken. So what forms does Julian Saint's leadership show up as? Very curious. What if we'll get a feel on that, but in-house, Coach Day feels good about it. I don't think your quarterback always needs to be the leader, but I do think he should be one of your leaders.
He's a leader on the field just because he's that talented. He completed 77% of his passes.
That'll work.
32 touchdowns, 8 picks. The leadership comes from, and the experience comes from, the feel of the game and being able to go get it. And to be a guy, he's not overly physical, but he's athletic enough. And I think they're trying to tap into a certain, I know what you're saying, that you don't have to say it. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's the part of him that we saw in the Michigan game. He looked, and I brought this up a couple times, this is really no fault with him. It's more of that schedule didn't prepare him. The Texas game was fine. It was actually more than fine for it being his first massive test and him winning that game. That was massive for his confidence and the whole aura of the team. It was that when he faced Indiana and Miami, those defenses were such a level up to what he had seen all year.
Probably ever.
I think it sped up his clock.
Yeah.
And I noticed in the Indiana game that it was exit stage right, and he's got to identify that blitz earlier. Like, he could identify that, and he didn't, and it was more of an escape hatch kind of thing. And I think what they're trying to get with him is a lot of pre-snap reads still. Like, that's his experience, should go up there to be able to identify that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that blitzer came, and it vacated a spot for his receiver. He could throw that right behind or in front of the blitzer and probably been okay, but it was sprint right. And I think that that's the part that'll slow down for him a little?
I think it's, those two games for me, it reminded me when we see a quarterback go from college to the NFL and they look a touch overwhelmed, right? In their first lap around the track in the NFL. That's what it felt like, that Julian was a hair overwhelmed. And that's understandable because of what you mentioned. Not a lot of resistance along the way in the regular season. But I'm sitting here thinking probably his whole football life, he never felt what he felt against Indiana and Miami. And so now, with the talent that he already had and the success that he already had, things I'm sure will slow down for him. And now you can go on the road to Texas. You can host certain teams that you're going to host this year, and they're going to be really good. And you're not going to be overwhelmed. The game's not going to be really sped up for him. So I think he's going to be able to handle those moments better this year because he had to take it on the chin in those two games, which a lot of good players do in time. You have to go through that, whether it's in college or the NFL. That is coming, and it's always fascinating to see how talented guys handle it.
All right, we're going to come back and top of the hour, and we'll take it back to Chicago because Doug Lesmerises will join us. He is in Chi-Town. He is covering this. I think he even tapped in for some trivia on his own show, so we'll get with that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're known for three things: games, conversation, and common man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
There's something that has always made small towns and great communities strong. It's not the buildings themselves, but the people and who show up for them. The businesses that don't disappear when the work is done. The ones that sponsor the local festivals, cheer from the sidelines, lend a hand when needed, and take pride in calling this place home. For more than 30 years, that's exactly who Newman Roofing has been. Yes, they install roofs, siding, and gutters, but what homeowners remember is how they're treated. The straight answers, the respect for your home, job sites left cleaner than they found them, and craftsmanship that's built to last. Because when you live where you work, every customer is also a neighbor. That's why Newman Roofing has spent decades investing in this community, earning trust one family at a time. Newman Roofing, treating you like family and our community like home. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Whether you're craving a Big Mac, McNuggets, or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, make it a meal and save. Your favorite is now your wallet's favorite, too. Extra value meals are back.
For a limited time, get an $8 Big Mac Extra Value Meal, complete with a medium Coke and medium fries. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Price of participation may vary.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. I've had the privilege of seeing miracles, broken families rebuilt, every crash, every workplace injury, every medical mistake. Fighting back can work. We've gone toe-to-toe with insurance giants, and we've won a lot. Over $30 billion recovered. Size matters. Reputation matters. Results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down. Plus tax, title, first month's payment. 7,500 miles per year. Ends 8-3.
On this episode of Science Stuff, we're examining the fastest things on the planet. Like the cheetah. It can reach a land speed of over... probably having an off day happens to everybody, but here is the American race car. People love the thrill of the... Okay, next up is the Falcon. Oh, all right. Great Caesar's ghost, what was that? Why, I think we've found the fastest. Let's watch in slow motion.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex.
It's Apex Pros, the pros who knows. They're the fastest thing on the planet. When you have a problem with your plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, or electrical system, Apex Pros gets to you faster than apparently everything. Leaves are blown from trees. Paint is stripped from buildings. Mothers clutch their children's hands. Because when you have something broken in your plumbing, HVAC, or electrical, you don't want to wait.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. ApexPros.com.
I went from walking 7 miles a day to not even being able to walk to my bathroom without having extreme pain in my feet.
This is Suzanne, and this is her Good Feet story.
I couldn't find anything that would help, and I suffered for 10 years. I felt like I couldn't live the life I loved to live, destined to just sit on the couch, and I just didn't want to give up. I knew that there was something out there that was going to be the right thing for me, and going to the Good Feet store was it. And I worked with an associate who fitted me with arch supports.
For over 30 years, the Good Feet store has been helping improve the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time.
I love that I have my arch supports. I'm active again and doing the things I love. Walking 14,000 steps in a day is no problem for me anymore. I feel like I have my life back.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State football head coach Ryan Day spoke today at Big Ten Football Media Days in Chicago. The 8th-year head coach is joined by Jeremiah Smith, Jalen McClain, and Julian Sand, who Day said has a different look in his eyes.
When you look in his eye now, you see a different person. You see a different body. He's worked hard. He's gotten stronger. He's found his voice even more. And he's got a great look in his eye, and I think he's poised for a great season.
Sand and the Buckeyes start camp in 8 days. From the NFL, Brown safety Grant Delpit is signing a 3-year, $16 million extension per ESPN's Adam Schefter. This comes a day after cornerback and former Buckeye Denzel Ward signed a 2-year, $62 million deal. And in baseball, Reds host the Guardians at 7:10, with a winner taking home the Ohio Cup. Joey Cantillo starts against Brady Singer. Coming up on Rothman and Ice, Doug Lemarese at 2 and Bobby Carpenter at 2:30. Talk Buckeye football here on The Fan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, your fugitive's name is Doug Lemarese. Need a hard target search. Every gas station, residence, farmhouse, outhouse, hen house, dog house. He is maybe at the Hilton or maybe just perusing his way around the city, and he's with us now on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. My man, good to have you. How's the city treating you?
It's good. I'm actually in an outhouse right now, since you're asking. Yeah, I'm here at the Chicago Hilton and waiting for Ohio State players to start talking here in about 15 minutes.
Okay, good. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. I wanted to get your feeling on this. I think it's been an off season where Ohio State fan is they're in wait-and-see mode on an Arthur Smith offense. They know what they have in the quarterback and the receiver, and certainly the running back. Offensive line's supposed to be better. But if he can level up the running game, I only assume that's going to make everything look even better. But what is your take on that? I'm not getting this strong, feeling like that they feel like Arthur Smith's taking it to another level. They're very much in wait-and-see mode.
Yeah, we had Julian Sand on the Bill and Doug show this morning, and we did ask a lot about Arthur Smith. We have Jeremiah Smith too. I do think they are noticing a difference, and I think Arthur Smith is as important to anything Ohio State's doing this year as anybody out there. I think the Arthur Smith-Matt Patricia combination that's one of the two best coordinator combos in the country. I think what Matt Patricia did a year ago on defense is a template for what maybe Arthur Smith is going to do on offense. You know, Julian Sand was telling us that obviously it's the Ryan Day offense, but he is feeling things in the passing game that you can tell are a little bit different with Arthur Smith. And so you look at a team like Oregon, they have a new offensive coordinator, but it's not a guy who's a former NFL head coach, right? Like, I think if you compare Oregon and Ohio State right now, and a lot of people are and should be doing that, I think like Ohio State's number one advantage in that matchup is their offensive coordinator. And so I think Arthur Smith is gigantic, and I think he's going to be good.
So since you brought up Julian and your sit down with him, Doug, let's lock in on him a little bit more because we're all curious what Julian's going to look like going into year two after being a Heisman finalist in year one. So when you assessed everything that's been said about him, you talked to him, how are you feeling about Julian coming into the year, and what do you need to see from him this year if Ohio State's going to be a national championship contender?
Yeah, I think the playmaking, right? And we were sort of I said, I've been doing this for 2 decades. It's like every time there's a second-year starting quarterback, we always ask about, like, more freedom, more ability to change things at the line of scrimmage. And so, like he said, yes, that will be part of it, that he's already, that he and Arthur Smith are working on that. His ability to make sure and get them in the right play and that kind of stuff. Even Jeremiah Smith said, yeah, Julian's going to have that. So I think, he was so good on the deep ball last year. We know he was the best percentage thrower on deep balls in the country, but he said there were still more that he didn't take that he could have and he should have. So I think just like that next level playmaking, like you've got to let it rip a little bit. We talked about like sack avoidance with him, which I always think is so interesting. I think you want a quarterback who's going to hang in and try to make a play, give his receiver another half second to try to get open, not just get rid of the ball, but you can't hold on to it forever and take a sack, right? So like he's trying to balance that. But I think, he knows the offense. He has a very smart, experienced offensive coordinator. I think he knows he has to make more plays, and I think it's fair to anticipate that he will.
Doug Lamery's with us as he joins us from Chicago in the Big Ten football meetings. So let's attack this running game real quickly. Bo Jackson goes over 1,000 yards. Amazing. Not many guys at Ohio State have done that, so he's a premier back. But if I had to ask you more, the same, or less as far as carries. He had 179 last year. Is this a little more committee or a little more Bo?
Yeah, I think maybe like about the same, that I think that, they've zeroed in on you want a guy to get through the season. You don't want to put too much of a load on him. If they play more playoff games, then it's probably a little bit more, but like the number of carries per game, I think is similar. I think, Isaiah West obviously works into that, if a dose of Legend Bay here and there. But also, again, we were talking about this with Jeremiah, like they got to feed Jeremiah Smith. So like they've kind of ranged year to year. Sometimes it's like, they're usually like somewhere between, 48% and 55% throwing the ball. But it's like, could they lean a little more toward the pass game if you're trying to get Jeremiah the ball and like that kind of stuff? So, I think, right, you want a little more explosion in the run game when you do it, but I think maybe same kind of number of carries the way Bo's going to be used.
Doug, flipping it over to defense and specifically the defensive line, where's your confidence level when it comes to the amount of bodies that Larry Johnson's going to be able to call on and be able to throw out waves of defensive linemen? Do you feel like this defensive unit up front is going to have the ability to do that this season?
It's an interesting question. I think some portion of that's going to rely on Matt Patricia dialing it up and not just, are these guys just going to win one-on-one battles and get to the quarterback? Or are they going to have to take maybe a few more risks? Maybe it's not in Matt Patricia's DNA, but are you going to have to do it a little bit? I think they have floor raisers there, right? That bringing in James Smith and John Walker and Quay Rousseau, you're raising the floor. Like, how high is the ceiling? I think we have to see, like Bo Atkinson in year 2 is part of that. Is he going to make a gigantic jump? Some people think so. I don't know if you can bank on it. But I do think it's going to be a little bit on the scheme to make sure they're getting after the quarterback the way they want to, because I think they have a bunch of good, solid football players, but I'm curious about how many game records do they have up front.
Doug, the linebacking position, it certainly shined a little bit, limited time last year with Pierce. Allegro comes in from the Badgers, Pettijohn, Alford. They've got other guys there. When it all shakes out, how many guys are really challenging for playing time heading into camp, you think?
Yeah, it's right. I mean, it's sometimes you get it's like, because they might play 5 linebackers, right? And then sometimes you get down to go time, and it's like, well, that's just not like a realistic thing to do. I do think, and we've sort of had conversations about, we all have, like all summer, very high on the list, maybe number one of like guys that we forgot about, but didn't talk about in spring who might have a huge role this fall, like Riley Pettijohn's maybe number one. And it's just because he was hurt in the spring. And so, like a lot of people are assuming what Peyton Pierce is going to be. We saw him as a third linebacker last year. A lot of good talk around Christian Allegro, but it's like, oh yeah, what if Riley Pettijohn is just running around making a gazillion tackles, right? Like we didn't forget him. We just didn't see him because he was hurt in the spring. And so like that of all the guys we're going to see when camp starts, like to get eyeballs on somebody, that might be the number one guy I'm most curious about to see what he looks like.
Doug, outside of Ohio State, staying in the conference, what are you curious about? Is it Oregon, Penn State, Indiana? Looking around the Big Ten right now, what fascinates you?
Yeah, so he talked yesterday, Lincoln Riley, USC head coach. They're just USC is such a swing program for the whole conference that Ohio State is what it's been for 100 years. Like everyone's still waiting on Oregon, but they're always good. And the worst program in the Big Ten won the national championship. So like, I think those three, I think Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana are like sure things. I'll be very surprised if all three aren't in the playoffs. But Lincoln Riley, like he's talking about, they have a new facility. Like he has people taking care of stuff so he can be even more involved in the offense. Like in the past, he thought they had too many transfer guys, and now they're building from within. And it's like if USC is even approaching, right, the Pete Carroll kind of USC, what a game changer that is for the league. So they have a really tough schedule, but a tough schedule is also filled with opportunities. I think they're probably going to knock off somebody this year. Right? Like, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Oregon. I don't know if it's going to be Ohio State, but I think they might get somebody. And if they get somebody and that's like the fourth, and then you're still talking about what Penn State has an easy schedule. What are they going to be like? What about Michigan? What if someone like Washington jumps up? But if USC sort of ascends to that close to the top tier in the Big Ten, like it's over for the SEC, man. That's it. USC could kill the SEC because if they're great in the Big Ten, game changer.
Yeah, well, I got that big horse, and
they do, and there's people inside it.
And a sword, yeah. Trojan horse. My man, thanks for spending time with us, bud. We'll let you get back into that scrum. We appreciate you.
All right, thanks, fellas.
Thanks, Doug. Doug Lesmerises, Substack, BillAndDougShow.com. He was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
That was one part of the Odyssey that I didn't understand. I don't think you've seen it yet.
No.
Where they were, I don't want to spoil it. But
you've seen it twice now, right?
Yeah, but the scene with the horse, there's some questions there as to how the people that approached said horse didn't, maybe smell some things.
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, it is mythology, so I'm not really.
You've seen it, right, TLC?
I have.
So you know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
But that. Right? Like
what? In Detroit?
They all stayed. There are a million plot holes in that movie, I thought.
Good movie. I came back and said I thought it was good, but Adam King came in and said he thought it was one of the best movies of all time. And I was like, I don't know if I'm there.
But it was good enough for you to see it again.
Yeah, because I felt like I was overwhelmed with so much stuff the first time that I didn't catch everything. So I ran it back. And plus, seeing Anne Hathaway for a second time, that's never a bad thing either.
See, that's the problem, though, is that it required a second. See, I told Rothman, I said, I liked the movie better after I read the Wikipedia page to read what I just watched. Because
that helps.
I couldn't
I do that a lot when I'm watching movies at home. I'll bring up the wiki page. I'll bring up plot. And I'll start reading along while I'm watching the movie, but not getting ahead of where I am. But sometimes
you never go to the end, right?
Yeah, but sometimes it backfires because they skip.
Yeah,
they'll skip something. You got to be very careful when you're doing it.
I don't want to know anything. I don't want to read anything while I'm watching or prior to. But yeah,
you didn't do this back to back in the theater, did you?
No, it was a couple days in between.
Okay, I was going to say that would have been a kind of a
couple days.
But here's the problem: 2 hours and 52 minutes. That's not like a rewatch type of movie for me. Well, first of all, none of them are, but definitely not a 2 hour and 52 minute one.
I didn't feel like it was a grind the second time I watched it.
Oh, I
didn't.
I kind of feel like that the first time. There are a lot of fight scenes that, like, all fight scenes are kind of the same. And so it's like they could have just chopped out like two of these battles.
What really kind of blew my mind is the all-star cast that they had.
That's true.
The opening scene, the first person you see is Travis Scott.
I didn't know that until after the movie. My friend said that. I didn't even recognize him.
It's crazy. Unreal. Good movie, though. Good.
We will come back. And TLC's boy, Brian Kelly,
I don't know about
now an analyst, picks the team to beat this year. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
State Fair food is getting smaller and pricier.
We'll have room for fried cookies.
Okay, you'd never overspend on food. What's your deal?
What's his deal? He went to Metro and got $450 in value on the new Samsung Galaxy A37 5G for free and no activation fees.
Free phone? Oh, sign me up.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only on Metro by T-Mobile.
Bring your number and activate $40 period plan. $450 based on device discount, waived activation fee. Not available if with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News This Morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News This Morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fairhousing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plan on a good deal of sunshine for the rest of the day. Nice humidity levels and a little breeze from the north from time to time. Highs climb to right around 80 or so. Overnight, mainly clear skies, 59. For your Thursday, a lot of sunshine once again. Still nice out there with highs near 83. For the Fan, I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Justin Gertz.
T-Bone and Tybus are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs.
What did I put in this playlist?
What is that?
I don't know.
Shefty's open. You're running it back?
Is Shefty coming back?
Why do you got... I mean, tell us. We'll take the segment off.
Let me see. Why did I do
Re-air it.
I don't know. Let's see.
Gee, Mr. Hand.
154.
Will I pass this class?
Would you do it, play?
I played 15428, and I meant to play 15482.
In there.
You know?
Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good God.
You get one demerit for today. All right. I saw this earlier today. Brian Kelly. You know Brian.
Got a family.
Former Notre Dame, LSU.
How many drops of his do you want? I got a million of them.
He's going to be on the call for BYU.
What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
That's a great soundbite.
We played the game to win the game.
Uh-huh.
Did you see the last play of the game? Give them some respect. This is ridiculous. You know what? You're spoiled. That kind of question is so out of line. Stop. Really? Is that the first question? Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Cause that's okay. That's when he totally just stepped out and tried to be a comedian and mimic a joke from a long, long time ago and didn't land it.
No. And the problem is that he tried to set up his own joke.
That's right.
In the original case, the joke was set up for him by the reporter. So who was the coach of the Buccaneers way back when?
John McKay.
John McKay. Yeah. I believe the question was, what did you think of your team's execution?
That's
and
right.
he said, I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it.
However, here is Brian Kelly trying to set up his own joke.
Yeah.
I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
So he
just straight Dracarys on his whole locker room.
Actually doubled down because he knew the first one didn't land. Because you're right, there was no reporter involvement.
The word execution was not brought up in the question, so he had to shoehorn it in and then pay off on his own joke.
They did beat Florida State that day, though.
Yes.
Yeah, he did win the game.
It was almost a monumental collapse.
Another one that I thought was
favorite execution.
I don't think I've heard the "you're spoiled" one. That's a first for me.
Oh, yeah.
A coach telling a reporter, "You're spoiled."
So this would have been LSU, I believe, was ranked. Florida was not, and LSU beat them 20-10 in a night game. And so the mood in the post game was like,
wasn't good enough.
Hey, yeah, I think LSU was home too, and so I think the mood amongst the media was like, "Hey man, you beat an unranked team by
Didn't they
only
score like one touchdown?
Probably, like 20-10." And so the mood of the post game presser was like, "Hey man, like you beat an unranked team by 10, and you're LSU. Like, why didn't you dominate?
Yeah, what
them?"
happened?
And Brian Kelly was basically saying, "Hey man." I think he even said, I don't have the direct quote, but I believe it was like, any night game in the SEC is hard, so we'll take any win we can get. And so this is where this game from.
What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy? You know what? You're spoiled.
Here's the deal, though. The other thing that I do remember is I believe it was the first question. All right? Like, I think you might want to just let that breathe a little bit and come in near the end. Like, something about...
It's an interesting approach because coaches... I just remember hearing coaches a lot like, hey, a win's a win. We'll take a win however we can get it. Instead of playing the you're spoiled card. But Brian Kelly is one of those guys.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
If Ohio State beats Ball State 20-10, you don't think it'd be valid to ask Coach Day what happened today?
Oh,
even though they won the game.
I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm just saying his response is a first for me. Telling a media member that you're spoiled.
I don't think Ryan Day would do that.
You know what? You're spoiled.
I don't think if they beat Ball State 20-10, and the first question is, what was the question? You remember what the question was?
It was the running game was weak today.
Offensive struggles. Let's just generalize it.
Yes.
Coach, your team looked like they were struggling offensively today.
I don't know what you want from me. Stop. Really? Is that the first question?
That's my favorite part of it. Stop. Really? That's
Try another question. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective.
Really?
We need more media members.
I actually
pushing
love
back.
him for this.
We need
That's
more.
all you need. You just need one.
I want more back and forth. Enough of these media members bending the knee. It's
Maddie.
Because these type of coaches that just feel like they can bully people
They
like
help
that.
us.
Maddie,
It's wild.
80% of the
Stand
media
up for yourself.
either went to the school, grew up in the city,
want the access. I know.
or actually became fans of the program.
That's fine.
LSU won the football game.
I just think.
Thanks for letting us
This is all
know.
from one press conference, and a lot of it's from one question.
He's crazy.
I have unlimited drops from one press conference question.
Oh, man.
So they were 3 in the country, and what was...
I believe Florida was unranked.
Yeah, the difference is Florida's a brand.
Yeah. Oh,
Even
wait,
though they're
LSU
bad.
was number 3?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
So that's why it's like, hey, man, your running game was really weak today. Like, you only won 20
I just
to 10
looked at the
against
box
an
score, by the way.
team.
You said 20-10. I was right. There was only 1 touchdown.
Oh, was there a defensive touchdown or something? Yeah.
1 offensive touchdown. Unless I'm looking at the wrong box score, but yeah.
Okay, so this would be like...
Last year, right?
Okay, so if Ohio State beats...
Ball State.
No, we have to pick a Big Ten team that's kind of a has-been.
Rutgers. I don't know.
It's not Iowa, right?
Michigan State. Ohio State beats Michigan State 20-10. Someone goes in the press conference and is not very pleased and is like, Ryan, would you like to explain what your team was doing out there today? Would he give this kind of an answer?
I don't know what you want from me.
No. He doesn't strike me as a guy that
I'm
would
looking
do
at
that.
their schedule. This would have to be, all right, I think since they don't play Michigan State, we can't use them. But that was a good example of a
You're welcome.
It was a good example from a team that was considered.
It's probably Maryland this year.
Nah, I don't think it's Maryland. I don't think they have a
think
strong enough history.
Is Northwestern on the schedule?
Yeah, but no, that wouldn't be it either.
They made a couple of Big Ten championships.
It would maybe be.
It's Maryland
Would it be
for me.
Illinois?
Yeah, for me, it's Maryland. That game before, like coming out of Iowa, hey, you played Maryland and you only beat
At
them.
home?
Yeah.
20-10?
Yeah.
What about Nebraska?
On
that-
the road,
that
week
one's on the
before
road.
Michigan.
It's gotta be a home game.
That's a
It's
win.
Maryland.
It's a win. It is
It's
Maryland.
the Maryland game.
Okay.
Yeah. You know who it used to be? The Hoosiers.
It really did, man.
Ohio State
What
comes
about
out of Maryland.
What about Kent State? What about after the Texas game? They win the Texas game and they have a little hangover against Kent State, and it's not a blowout. It's like a 2-score game, 10-point game.
I don't think Coach Day would have that amount of venom.
They beat Kent State 30-20.
Give them some respect.
Give the Flashes some respect.
Try another question. This is ridiculous.
Oh, man.
What? You know what the best part is?
He's back, right? In he's doing TV.
The whole point of this whole, which we haven't
Brian
gotten
Kelly?
to yet, by the way.
Brian Kelly is going to be color
doing
analyst
the Mountain West.
for Mountain West games.
So he's on the BYU Colorado State game, and he picked.
So he's
you
not
have the soundbite that I
for Bobby
teased?
next.
Okay.
Let's play
He's
it for
not
Bobby
coaching
next.
in the Mountain West. He's calling games in the Mountain West.
I also think, too, I believe I saw Doug Peterson, former Eagles head coach,
Sergeant Peterson from the Chicago Police
is going to be with him doing college football stuff. So that's it.
Is that a fugitive reference as well?
No, it wasn't. I thought you guys might get that.
That was Beverly Hills Cops.
Nope. One cop. It was Eddie Murphy.
Cop and a half.
I love when you put the plural on. It actually makes me happy that you do that.
Well, you know, most police officers...
Sergeant Peterson
ride
of the
out in
Chicago
pairs.
Police.
What is that?
There's a
AR?
power core in it for you.
What is that?
All right, well, some movies based in Chicago.
You make me get up.
Probably a
You
lot
make
of
me come over here. You make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney?
Home Alone.
No.
2.
No.
3.
R.I.P. Bird Lady, by the way.
I did go to the house finally
right.
again. I went as a kid.
I remember you told me.
Went back last winter. It was fun.
That's got to be cool. Yeah, so we got
that would be Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Filmed at Fish's High School.
Was it? Yeah, maybe it was.
That's on his...
Fish was just roaming the hallways in his varsity jacket being a dog.
Mm-hmm. Save Ferris. All right, so Carp's up next.
We'll play the audio.
I got a little quiz for him.
Oh, okay. So we got a soundbite for him?
It's not a trivia thing.
Okay.
It's something whether he would remember.
I'm sure he'll crush it.
And then we'll play him Kelly's prediction for the season. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Common Man here for GoGermain.com. Are you in the market for a pre-owned vehicle? Yes? Stop what you're doing and check out GoGermain.com. They're having their biggest pre-owned sale of the year. Every single vehicle is on sale and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. No one's going to sell you a car for less. They have over 4,600 cars to choose from with over 1,500 under $30K. So go for the biggest selection. Go for the lowest price. GoGermain.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. You've heard me talk about High Bank's award-winning whiskey, but did you know they also make the best vodka in the world? That's High Bank Distillery Co., and they're more than just incredible spirits. With 3 amazing locations around Central Ohio, High Bank serves up scratch-made food, handcrafted cocktails, and a vibe that keeps people coming back time and time again. Whether it's date night, game day, brunch with friends, or dinner with family, High Bank delivers every single time. Learn more at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first. But when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling, and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty is a diehard Reds fan. I mean, where else is he going to go? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, the one and only Bobby Carpenter with us. And he's with us on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. How long do you think, Bob, that they've been doing the preseason football meetings in the conference? I can't even remember. When did that start?
The SEC's been doing it for a while. Like the Big Ten has kind of done it, but they don't really publicize it. Like they don't open that up to the media. The SEC, I know for at least the last probably 10 years, has been doing the spring meetings. And the Big Ten has kind of done a version of it, but it really wasn't as public. Like you would have the football and basketball coaches for the SEC, and we talk about it a lot on XM84 with Hester because he would be down there at it, and it would just give them another platform kind of at the end of spring ball to kind of set the table, I guess, for the summer. Okay. Big Ten, I'm not sure exactly when they started that.
Hang on, brother. You got a little crackling crunch there on the TLC is going to try to clean this up. I think our connection is a little garbled, as they say. So, not really sure what he can do with that. Is that a phone thing, or is he on the...
I think he may be on his Comrex. That's what it sounded like initially.
Rough connection.
A little digitizing going on. But, yeah, for me, it's always... I love Media Day. Well, love strong. But I really like Media Days. I'm glad we get to hear from these
guys. Me see if you can remember this. So, you would have been, what, 02 to 05?
Yeah,
okay.
2002 to 5.
All right, so I think I went... Let me see if you can nail this. Who do you think Tress brought with him to the meetings in 04?
Oh, you mean like Media Day? Like
yes, Media Days. That's what I
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said like meetings. Like
Big Ten preseason. I'm sorry.
Media Day.
Yeah,
that's like what they're doing now. Yeah. I know they had it. I'm guessing in 2004. So that would have been my junior year.
I think you brought only 2 guys.
I would have guessed Mike Nugent if he was there. My senior year hit 04 then.
I don't think it was Nuge. And I'm doing this by memory, too.
Seniors, I would say Dustin Fox, maybe.
That's right. Dustin was one of them.
And on offense, man.
Should I give you a hint?
We didn't have many.
It was an offensive player.
It was?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be tough because we didn't have very many seniors that year. Wouldn't have been Brandon Joe. Okay,
You're so close.
Lydell Ross?
Yes, Lydell Ross.
Wow.
Well done. All right, 05. Who would he have brought? Because I covered that too.
05,
it's
I'm
a tough
guessing
one, obviously.
He bought, AJ went.
AJ did go.
I'm guessing Nick Mangold.
Nick was there. Yep.
And then it's either
third.
Rob Sims or Nate Sally, one of the two.
Who do you think? It's one of them.
Probably guess Nate Sally.
It was.
There we go.
That's very good.
I knew he would crush
That's
this.
very good. You pretty much went 5 for 5. That's awesome. 5 for fighting. Julian Sains there, Jeremiah Smith, and Jalen McClain. So he mentioned something that he's leaned into that he said, you see a different person when you look in Julian Sains' eye. What's he seen?
I think it's confidence. And Bill Parcells always had his rule. He never wanted to draft a one-year starting quarterback. 2 for sure, 3 if possible. And, talking with Julian this offseason and just watching guys go through this, because, watching him battle with Lincoln last year, and, Lincoln's going to go start in Louisville and be really good. People acted like, oh, this is Julian's job, and there was nothing there. No. Ryan was, getting on those guys, both of them, and trying to figure out, what to do because it's not an easy process. And coming back now as the undisputed leader of the team with expectations. Guy led them to undefeated regular season. You lose a close one to the Big Ten championship. You lose a close one to Miami. Maybe he didn't play quite as well those 2 games. The offense maybe didn't play quite as well in those 2 games. But I think when you see that look in their eye, it's a guy who from January, the day that the Miami game was over, throughout the entirety of the offseason was the unquestioned quarterback and leader of that team. And so they were going to be driven as he drove them. And, he isn't the biggest personality guy in the world, from a standpoint of crazy boisterous, take charge, screamer, that's not him. You don't need to be that. You can only be what you are. But you have seen this level of assertiveness, and it's been with Jalen McClain a little bit too, because he doesn't talk hardly at all. And so watching those guys kind of take hold, and I remember going into my senior year, you look around, and you're the guy now. You become there's no one else outside of you that's going to be that, and that's Julian now. They've got some obviously seniors, and there's a very, very veteran offensive line. But you start looking around, it's okay, well, this is our team. And so it's going to be as good as what we want it to be. And to watch Julian in the weight room, to see him, take control in runs and in spring ball and all of those things, and now kind of wearing that leadership coat for the last 8-9 months, there's a difference to it, and guys now look to him the guys who came in, who transferred. There's 51 new guys on this team, and some of them are transfers, some are freshmen that are going to play, and they only know Julian Sayin as the starter, and so you've got to act as if, and so that you've seen him kind of act as if and then grow into that role, and I think that's what Ryan's talking about.
It's good stuff. So Bobby, let's say Julian and McClain aren't going to be the vocal leaders. They're going to be the lead by example guys. Who do you think are going to be the guys that are going to be the vocal leaders of this year's team?
Well, I think Julian he'll be more vocal. The quarterback always has to be, because he's the guy who is given the plays. And they huddle now. They didn't huddle for a long time, and now they're back to huddling. And I had Carson Hinsman on my YouTube show with Steele. And he talked about Julian. He's when he first got the job, he's we call him the clapper. And Carson's I'm making all the calls. It's coming through. He's all right, guys, let's go. And just give him the clap hands. Because everybody else, you have a veteran group in front of you. And Carson's I'm making a lot of the calls. We're taking care of stuff and trying to take stuff off of his plate. Whereas now, you can see. By the way, I just watched the program with last week, Rothman, with my 7th grade son and one of his buddies and a friend of mine who played college football as well. So, I was let's put the women and children in bed and let's go looking for some frickin' dinner, and there's a confidence with that. And so I think Julian will have that. B.I., Maddie, like he's the emotional spark plug on that offense. Like that's who he is. But then, I mean, you start talking about all this reps that, Austin Sareveld has played, Luke Montgomery, and the path for Carson Hinsman, who was the starter, who was benched, who came back, through all the injuries, and then led him, through the last year really, really well, and then through the playoff too. And so those guys, and then defensively, a lot of it's going to fall on Peyton Pierce. I think you're going to see a lot of that there. Edric Houston is a little bit more of a vocal guy up front. And, they brought in James Smith. He's like a demonstrative figure. He's starting to talk a little more. I think Earl Thomas Jr. or Earl Little Jr., who I'm starting to – I told him, we're done with Earl Little. We're going to Earl Big. Like, that's where we're upgrading. All right? But he's like a vocal guy. And Jalen's kind of taken that, but he's always going to be more of an example dude. But it'll probably be a lot of Peyton and Jalen in the middle directing traffic, kind of take over where Caleb and Sonny left off. But then there'll be those other guys that are the emotional leaders because they're just more outwardly emotional people. And so they wear that on their chest a little more during games, practice, and workouts.
TLC, play the Brian Kelly for Bob here. He picked his team to beat this year.
Last preseason, all of the talk was about Arch Manning. It's less about Arch, and I think that's a good thing. I think Coach Sarkisian has a really good football team from top to bottom. I think if Arch Manning continues his growth and plays to the level that he knows he's capable of, I think in year 2 he's a lot more comfortable. I think Texas is a team to beat.
Do you agree?
I don't disagree with that. Like, they're as talented as anybody. And I was talking, I think where Bill Bender put out a great article in the Sporting News about who has more pressure on him to win. Is it Sark or is it Arch? Because I was like, this is kind of it for Sark or Arch. I can't imagine him coming back. Well, I mean, I guess he could for his 5th year, but people talked about is it 3 and done, and then it's like, okay, 2 years as a starter. And Sark has kind of always been on the fringe of the big game, but he's never really kind of punched through. And he's had some unfortunate breaks and some things have happened. So I think Texas, they're a Cadillac program. They've got as much talent as anybody. And it's going to be a banger of a game down there in Austin. But I don't know that I would say that they may be more talented than Ohio State marginally, but it's very subjective. Yeah. It's not like they're lapping the field. There's a handful of teams out in front. And I would throw Notre Dame in that mix as well, and Oregon too, that they've got returning quarterbacks. They've got established coaches who have been there, who have been through the grind, and they also have a lot of talent on their team, and they've got fairly deep rosters. And so there's a handful of teams that I would say are kind of in that mix.
Reminds me a little bit of your senior year, this schedule. The fact you had Texas in week 2, I know it was here, but you guys played a lot of ranked teams that year, and it just felt like you were really battle-tested when you got to that Notre Dame game. When you got to Sun Devil Stadium, I just felt you were so battle-tested.
Oh, yeah. Listen, Rothman, you have to be battle-tested and be prepared to go out and handle the Scottsdale scene.
In the Tempe evening. For sure, too.
Yeah. Well, that was our 3rd time in 4 years. So, Rothman, you were looking at some crafty vets who really knew the lay of the land.
That's right. You guys had some scars, man. You made it work for you. All right, my man.
Hey, by the way, did you see my guy Romo's DUI video yet?
You're acting like it's a fun, like it's a Hallmark movie.
Honestly, I watched
I've seen it. He said he was coming from the golf course and he was going to visit his grandparents.
Yeah,
right?
I think pick him up from the airport was where he was going. And
I haven't watched it yet.
You should watch it. Right. I want to hear your.
I do watch a lot of body cams, so I would.
Oh, I know.
He's performing warm-ups and stretching for it.
Oh, you would appreciate it with the back. He's like, they jammed him in the back of the cruiser, and he's this is not comfortable.
With cuffs on, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, because they wanted to get to a flat area to do it. Was
That's
crazy.
Right. They always take him to a flat area.
But you'll appreciate the glute activation, the mobility, doing stuff. I'm looking at him like, dude, you're going to give the guy he's sitting over here doing like these little clams and like this stuff on the ground. I'm like, oh, my gosh, dude, this is – if you're not falling over doing that, he's got his head down, doing like some downward dog and everything, really loosening up, Rothman.
He just played golf, I think, so he should have been as loose as cream corn.
Well, I mean, the thing is, then you get back on the shelf and you tighten back up, you get stiff again.
Sit down for a while. Oh, man. All right. I'll take a look. I did notice that he looked a little disheveled.
I think he tried to do your patented move, and that's what got him. People slowed down. He tried to do that inside hard pass. He didn't clip a corner like you did on prom night, but he was making an aggressive vertical move.
Listen, I had a half a second to make that decision, and it backfired, but I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Have a good one, guys.
Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Listen, it's obviously not anything to really joke about because if he had an open bottle of booze in the car, But, Bob remembers some great stories of my past, which had nothing to do with alcohol, by the way. That prom night, nothing to do with it. It was a rainy night in Chicago. We were going down. He actually likes when I say where I was going. We were going to the Pump Room to have dinner.
Sounds fun. That place. What happens there at the Pump Room?
The Ambassador East Hotel.
What happens in the Pump Room stays in the Pump Room?
Guess what? I never made it. Tell the truth next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks dough, Skrilla chips, bread and mo. 2, 5, 10, and 20, 30 big ones, games aplenty. Cheddar, butter, loot and scratch, find the letters, make a match, cause there's many words for cash, no doubt, many ways to play cash word. Check 'em out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's game time, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions in prizes, don't you know?
Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Summer heats up fast here in Columbus, and bad windows can have a tough time keeping a home cool and can send energy bills through the roof.
I hate to admit it, but we've had some complaints about our windows doing that.
Uh-oh.
I just tell them it's just like being at the beach, minus the water and the beach and the happiness, and you're in your living room. It's gross.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kandula, founder of Advent. We know that when you breathe well, you live better. Just ask our patient Andy.
As long as I can remember, I've had issues breathing through my nose. Since starting this journey and having this procedure done, day-to-day life has just gotten better. I'm able to do all the things that I want to do without having to think about breathing. I breathe through my nose. I sleep through the night. I don't wake up with headaches.
Advent can deliver long-term results in about 20 minutes with simple in-office procedures. We diagnose and treat the root cause of nasal congestion, sinus pressure, sleep apnea, snoring, and allergies. 96% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement, and most major insurance plans are accepted.
Best advice I can give anybody that has sinus, sleep issues, just get it checked out. Go in and have someone take a look at it. It's 100% worth it.
Thank you for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make room for possibilities.
We've loaded the moving van and we're leaving a ton of stuff at our old address. Can you make it disappear?
All you have to do is point.
Can you come right now?
We're on our way.
We make space for hope.
We make space for dreams.
We make space for what matters.
We are 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Let us make room for your possibilities.
We can make your house happier.
And your future brighter.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My sinks gurgled, they barely drained. The toilet overflowed. I plunge all day with no luck. What's wrong with this commode?
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
What does it mean to live here, serve here in the Ohio Army National Guard?
It means I can attend college full-time and not have to take out student loans to pay for my tuition.
It means I can work my civilian job during the week and support my state and nation in times of need.
You too can live here, serve here as a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with full-time benefits at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube, weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Goodoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All right. Let me turn on my headphones so I can hear myself. All right. I saw this clip. This was cracking me up. They got a podcast for everything now. And so Lil Wayne has a podcast with Craig Carton.
Lil Wayne.
WFAN host. And
sure it wasn't Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
I'm sure.
Okay. Flavor Flav had one of the best dating shows in reality TV history.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not familiar.
He did. I think it was Flavor of Love was the name of the show. And that show was something, to say the least. But I think they got a few seasons out of it, and it was entertaining. That's for sure. So, yeah, you want some fun YouTube stuff? You want to burn some minutes? Go type in Flavor of Love. That'll
2000s TV.
That'll be entertaining.
But no, Lil Wayne.
He was trying to find his dream girl, right? It wasn't about him hosting a bachelor.
It was more like
his lady. He brought him in.
Yeah.
Like he did his own combine.
Did he marry any of them?
No, but one of the women, AR would know, tall, blonde actress. That
narrows it down.
In a very popular movie or two.
Also
Bridget something?
Bridget Nielsen?
No, I don't think so. But he locked in with somebody.
It had to be Bridget Nielsen.
Didn't he date Bridget
Nielsen?
Nielsen?
Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. I think she popped up on... Either she popped up on one of the seasons or they had their own spinoff.
She participated in the roast of Flavor Flav.
Yeah, they may have had their own spinoff show after Flavor of Love, but that's what I was thinking about.
Okay,
Not a good roaster, but that's okay.
She was as popular as anybody in that time when she did Rocky 4.
Because she was with Sly, right?
She was with Sly.
There you go.
And she was also in Cobra with him.
Okay.
And
dated Mark Gastineau?
Maybe Mark Gastineau after. And was also Maddie in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
So it looks like Flavor Flav and Bridget did a show in 2004 called The Surreal Life, and then they had a spinoff called Strange Love. So they were an item.
She was married to Stallone.
It's good stuff.
During the 80s.
Yeah. He was the guy.
He left his career in there, Greg Giraldo said.
I remember that. In one of the roasts. I'm amazed you said it on the air, but that's pretty funny.
The Kevin Hart roast I thought was good. I don't know if you guys tapped into that.
Which one?
Kevin Hart's on Netflix. Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
I didn't think it was as good as Tom Brady's, but it was still entertaining enough.
It was.
But anyway, okay. I'm trying to rewire my brain as to what I was leading to. Lil Wayne has a podcast with Craig Carton because... For whatever reason, Lil Wayne had a bunch of connections at FS1 ever since Skip Bayless was there.
And they're boys, yeah.
So when Craig Carton got a show at FS1, he met Lil Wayne. Now they're friends. Now they have a podcast together called Joint Venture. They had Plaxico Burress on the show, and Lil Wayne asked a pressing question.
What was worse, playing for the Jets or Princeton?
You're a bad man.
J-E-T.
So they're both kind of similar because when I walked in the prison on my first day, I was like, damn, man, you are a loser. And I had the same damn feeling every day I walked through the door with the Jets. I'm like, damn, I hope we can win this weekend.
So Lil Wayne asks, what was worse, going to jail or playing for the Jets? And he said, I felt like a loser in both situations, so they're about the same.
Man shot himself, AR. Remember that? Is
that why he went to jail?
No, I don't think that was the why, but I can't remember the why.
Plaxico?
Who am I thinking about?
Plaxico Burress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was in a club.
Sweatpants to a nightclub and was carrying a handgun in his sweatpants.
Crazy, man. Unreal. Yeah. So, but I don't know why he went to jail. Why did he go?
Looks like taxes, perhaps.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I don't
Failed
know.
to pay nearly $48,000 in income taxes.
How long was he in jail? You got that?
We're still talking about Burris, right?
Yeah.
He went to jail because he brought a handgun into a nightclub that went off.
He was saying tax stuff. I thought you just said tax stuff is why he went to jail.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, he went to jail for not paying his taxes.
I thought it was because he didn't have a permit to carry a handgun.
He should have played soccer. None of those guys pay their taxes, and somehow they're still on the field.
I missed that during the World Cup. I didn't. What happened with that?
It's just like every soccer player is busted for not paying, like all of them. It's just a thing.
Right.
I think Messi's had tax stuff. I think Ronaldo's had tax stuff. And they're all
They just think they're above it?
I guess.
Oh, okay.
And they must be, because I don't think any of them have ever gotten suspended for it. But it's like a running theme in soccer. It's just like,
I didn't know that. Okay.
All the stars have had tax issues at some point in time. Anyway.
There's Tell the Truth for today.
Yeah.
Rock solid.
No, good stuff. You miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Coming up, Common Man and Timmy, they're going to take you to 6 o'clock. Nicole Sheeran from 10 TV will join them live from Chicago at 3:30.
All right, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well loved. And while we smell a little